in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Woo! I tore them all down, and I came here for one reason: to attack and keep coming.
I did it for the Rock.
You will rest in peace.
I asked you 1,000,000 times to join the NWO, where you would be born alive.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Bang, bang. And what you gonna do when Hulkamania run wild on you?
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Yeah! Fire! I won't ride in nothing but limousines, and I won't make love to nothing but the best looking women in the world.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
You will know that your ass is mine.
Bang, bang.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. You got a championship belt? I don't.
That's right, I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
When Ric Flair's in town, showtime. Woo!
Sweet. My belly's just a little big, my hand is just a little big, but brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad.
Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
Orderly!
It is Rolex time.
Hold the Raven.
You just made the list!
Who you beat, brother?
Did you dig that? Sucker! I am the game! The whole show.
If I can be serious for a minute.
You son of a bitch! Brock Lesnar. Damn!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Oh, you didn't know? I mean, you're the Donald Trump of wrestling. You make Steven Spielberg look like a guy running 8mm films in a garage someplace. Will you stop?
You don't want to recognize my belt, huh? You don't recognize my belt. I think you're a liar. I think you're a flat out, straight up, lying, crying bitch.
Don't you see me on a hustle?
Where you at?
Oh, shit. I was on my third dance.
Right now,
Nigga, what you think I can just run up in here and snap my fingers and make these motherfuckers throw their money at me?
Hey, bitch, watch your mouth.
Nigga, I ain't even made payout yet.
Walk that trick, 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 walk that trick. I'ma make these suckers recognize I ain't playing ho. If you violate off the top trick, you gotta go. I done held in a lot of shit, and I'm about to flip. Now I think it's time to show you bitches who you fucking with. DJ, that's the name, and I came to bring the pain. Anna on my chest, got me busting at you lemon lanes. Yeah, I know, you fucking with a street nigga. From the gutter, pimp type / drug dealer. Born and raised in that Memphis, Tennessee. Before it's said and done, you bitches gon' remember me. This only the beginning. I got a lot to say.
Oh, God. Sometimes I wish we were on YouTube, everybody. Oh, what is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? It is Wednesday. This is the Dirt Sheet Dudes. Hope everybody can hear me. I had to do a little mixer moving, so I hope the volume and everything is all right. If it's not, let me know what you can and can't hear, if there's anything you can't hear. Anyway, I'm going to assume the name of that song is Whoop That Trick. I don't know. I'm just going to assume, by the way.
Now, Box, have you ever seen Hustle and Flow? Great movie, by the way.
No. Can't say I have. I'm sorry.
You a Terrence Howard fan?
Who? Say it again.
Are you a Terrence Howard fan?
Ah, yes. Terrence Howard, I do know. Yes.
If you're a fan, I think you'll enjoy that movie.
All right. Yeah. And guess what he's been in, Anthony?
What's that?
NYPD Blue. NYPD Blue. He was. I think he was in 2 episodes, to be honest with you. I know one.
Same character?
No, different character. No, different. Yeah. Looks like I got to turn up my gain just a little bit. Turn up our volume a little bit. There we go. That should be a little bit better on everybody. Yeah. So what is going on, everybody? Dirt Sheet Dudes, obviously. I am Boxman. Appreciate that. And Antox, this is Dirt Sheet Dudes. Stop it. Anyway, look at him starting already. God damn it. Obviously, I got two guys across from me. My own ambiguously gay duo of Anthony and Smark. What is up, guys?
Fuck off, first off. And welcome, chat room, Smark, the bastard box.
I may be a bastard. Oh, sorry. All right.
The bastard. Let me throw an accent on it.
But I'm not a beast. All right. We'll get into that. I promise you. We will get into AEW talk soon. But, Smark, what is going on over there?
Fellas, what's going on? It's the Dennis Franz of podcasting. How's everybody doing?
You sure it's not the Larry Fines of podcast?
Could be too as well, yes.
My God, with the microphone again. We have to get you a stationary mic.
It's not really the microphone as much as it is the shitty internet connection right now because of the bad weather, but
yeah.
I'm going to try to power through.
Like I said, I get it, man. I got some weather. We got some weather here, too, so I know where you're coming from, man. I do. So, all right. Since I know how you guys are doing, let's go ahead and get these over with, and then we'll get into some AEW, and then we'll talk some Raw, and then we'll get into some other shit. But want to keep the show moving along tonight. So here we go. Let's start moving along. Shout out, of course, to Wrestling OD, the Wrestling Overdose. Definitely go check out Shaheen over there. Just go check out his Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Overdose. And if you want to check out all Shaheen's art, go ahead and check him out at nuclearheatshop.com. You definitely want to do that. Check out the Wrestling's High Marks. Check out Bobby Anthem and Bobby Blades on the Inhuman Experience. They're dropping shows. I think it's every Sunday now. I'm not even sure if it's every other Sunday, but seems like every time I get in the car, Mondays, I get a new episode, so definitely check that show out. Don't forget about Eric, Doug, and Daniel. They are on the Unscripted Wrestling Podcast, and you can find that show on all the usual podcast platforms. And, of course, Stephen Milan, the man who shares our shows. Much appreciated, man. Letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. What was that, Anthony? What?
I don't know. Steven Milan, love that dude. Good dude. Shares the shit out of our shows. Big time supporter. Everybody that supports shit. Bobby, everybody. Just much love. Just cannot emphasize enough how much I appreciate everybody. Just like you do. Smart does too.
Absolutely.
We're a very appreciative podcast.
We're not going to get love all over your face this week. I promise. That's it right there. We're gonna stop right there. Mostly. Don't worry. It might be a little more later. But anyway, you guys know you can follow us on Spreaker. You can find us on Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, TuneIn, Player FM, and anywhere you get your podcast from. Anthony, wrap up the plugs.
Nightwave Radio, Jason Clark, Bottom Line Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can find him on all the usual podcast platforms, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeart, and wherever fine podcasts can be heard. And just real quick, I want to give a couple of birthday shout-outs. The whole reason that you're hearing me today is because of the woman that birthed me. Mama Austin had a birthday this past Monday, so happy birthday to her.
Oh,
and
happy birthday, Mama Tony.
Yes. And today, ironically enough, 2 days later, my grandmother's birthday. So happy birthday to Gladys Austin. Oh. So it's like circle of life. The reason you guys are hearing my voice today, all of this audio goodness is thanks to those two ladies right there. So love them from the bottom of my heart. So happy birthday. Boom.
Awesome. That's a good way to start. I like that, Anthony.
I like to squeeze in the love where I can. All over.
Mama Tony, Grandma Tony, happy birthdays. Very nice. All right.
Smart. You got anything to plug to wrap us up? Full circle?
Sure. Why not? Going to be over there at the Paducah, Kentucky flea market. Signing petitions. That's right. So, go ahead and get on that while you can.
Will you have golden tire irons, sir?
That's right. Pancakes and tire irons.
Pancakes, not even waffles. Holy shit. God damn it. I love it. All right. There we go. All
Yeah.
right.
See, look, and honestly, look, this is going to be I feel like a fun show because wrestling this week, at least for me, was very much fun. Enjoyed Monday night, Wednesday night, hiccup here and there, but for the most part, enjoyable show, which we're about to get into.
Yep.
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right.
Bob's just pulling out the notes. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, I didn't take great notes this week. I'm not going to lie, man. Not great, but we'll run it down either way. I don't have the results pulled up, which will definitely keep our time down. So shit, let's run down this AEW thing. We started out with Ortiz versus Moxley. Moxley still selling the eye. I love it. And tonight we saw an eye for an eye, which we'll get to in a little while here. But there was even a guy in the front row with an eye patch on. Did you see him? Anyone see him?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And he did take it off.
It was quite excellent.
Yes, he did take it off, so he didn't really need it. He was wearing it for the match. But
it was a lot of uncomfortable. I won't say uncomfortable. A lot of awkward crowd shots tonight. Man,
that's AEW. You know what? Pretty much every crowd you see now, it's some awkward people in it. But
yeah, and giving AEW credit right off the bat, I like how they're starting to open up the shows, highlighting what happened the week before.
Yeah,
we kind of like setting the stage, so I did like that. Really bled right into this week's episode, and like I said, they're getting very good with the continuity of things and giving the match's purpose week to week. So I want to start off with a little bit of positivity on that.
Yeah, and I'll say it sounds like they were listening. It sounds like that they did kind of. I mean, we were all saying they've got to build some storylines, they've got to build some characters, they've got to do this. Seems like they're trying to do that. They're definitely got some storylines going, and I mean, it was a little early to do the previously on thing, but now definitely time to do it. And I definitely think they're starting to build some storylines and get some like you just said, Anthony, some continuity going. So there's my positivity. Any positivity from you, Smark, or are we just going to be negative Nancy over there?
No, I'd prefer to be a negative Nelly. No, everything seemed like it went pretty well this week. I don't really have anything to necessarily complain about. Appreciate the continuity, like you guys were saying. So yeah, I'm going to start positive. I'll get progressively more negative as the night goes on. I would be willing to imagine.
Very good, very good. I hope so. I can only hope. But yeah. So the match was good between the two, but really, let's face it. After the match happened, Santana came in. Moxley broke out the key to the car. The the Ford GT, I believe is the name of the car, and yelled up to Jericho, because Inner Circle was on commentary for this match, and he yelled up to Jericho, an eye for an eye, and he jabbed Santana in the eye with it. I got to tell you, this show began with brutality and it ended with brutality.
Awesome.
And I'm not gonna. I didn't hate any minute of it. So
now, I guess two things. I feel like the match itself was solid. It was decent, but to me, the story of the match was all about what happened after the bell rang.
Right.
Which is actually kind of smart, because you almost forgot about the result. Which I think is what they kind of like wanted you to do, because I think they still want to keep Ortiz and Santana Special as a tag team. So they almost want you to forget about that loss, which is smart.
Right.
The one thing I did kind of like broke my heart a little bit. They had Jericho on commentary. Okay, and I was hoping for a callback to the WCW days. Remember how he used to fuck up everybody's name, and that was part of the shtick. I was hoping for a callback to Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, but Jim Ross does that enough. You can't have two guys doing it.
I mean, he did put a little bit of a flourish on Ortiz's name, so it was kind of there. And
he also, he didn't call Sakazaki. What did he call her? Sakazuki or something?
Hey, look. The Jim Ross slander will not take place tonight. Jim Ross is on fire tonight, in my opinion. And also, he actually poked a little fun at himself.
But
at various points. So obviously, Jim Ross is with it. He's paying attention to the interweaves and what people are saying about him. So at least he's kind of in on the joke, and I think he's improving week to week.
You know, speaking of Jim Ross, and I got a question for both of you guys. I'm noticing a little something with the referees, and I actually caught it twice tonight. Not once, but twice. Once during this match, and I'll try to remember which other match it was as we go along. Once during this match, both Moxley and Ortiz were outside the ring for a good amount of time, and JR suddenly goes, "Oh, ref's being really generous with this time outside the ring." Do you really? I mean, is it good? Are they just lawless? Do they have no rules? Do they expect us to think they have no rules? Sometimes I just get a little confused, and I hate that the commentators have to cover almost for the refs not being. I don't know if the refs aren't trained or if they're told to just ignore shit and let them fight. If that's the case, just fucking call yourself lawless AEW. I mean, do something. But anyway,
now I wonder though.
Mud show.
Yeah,
outlaw fucking mud.
Outlaw mud show. But
we'll talk about corny a little later.
Yes, we will. Either tonight or Friday, one of the two. We'll see what we get to. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, do you think it's just the referees aren't trained well, or do you think they're just being told, don't really worry about the rules, just kind of wing it?
For me personally, I feel like it's a tale of two directions. I feel like AEW kind of wants to be new and fresh. They're still trying to find their way. They basically want to be like the anti-WWE. They want to change the universe. They want to go basically in the opposite direction of what WWE is doing, which is fine. But I feel like JR is like, which is not necessarily bad, but I feel like he's kind of like still stuck in like a certain tradition of what wrestling should be. And I feel like he's almost like challenging them on air to pay attention to shit. Like you need to tighten some things up to where you can still be modern and hip and have a little bit of off the cuff stuff, but you still need to have wrestling still has these basic tenets that need to be followed. Because if there are no rules, if you don't establish rules to be broken, when people break them, it means nothing. I feel like he's almost. I feel like in his own way, he's trying to challenge the process. Like you guys got to tighten some shit up a little bit.
Yeah, and really, if there's no rules to break, you have no heels. Let's be honest, you really don't. If there's no rules to break, why are you going to hate a guy for cheating in a match? It's just not there. But I don't know. Smark, go. Oh,
I'm curious. I'm curious about it because it's like if you look at the roster of referees they have Bryce Remsburg. He's been an OG on the independent scene for forever. Rick Knox was working in SoCal for a very long time. He was on Lucha Underground. You had Earl Hebner. You have Aubrey Edwards. I'm not really as familiar with her credentials, but by and large, everybody is highly qualified. They've been doing what they've been doing for years now. I think more than anything, just a lot of the stuff that they do on the outside, like if you started a count almost immediately, like they wouldn't have time to get everything in. So I feel like there's a disconnect between what they're trying to do on the outside versus like the actual rules. So like there needs to be more cohesion where at the very least, if they're going to do stuff on the outside, at least tell the commentators not to necessarily point out the fact that they're just ignoring the 10 count or like push it to a 20 count.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, and it could also be one thought did pop into my head is the fact that they have the time limit. Maybe they're just trying not to be so, as Antox classily put it, not to be too anal about the matches, the rules of the matches. Which, I mean, like I said, that was only one of the reasons that popped into my head. Might have been that, just with the 10-minute time limit on most matches. So
now. Box, you brought up something. It's kind of contagious. This is like the theme of the show. Brutality. We had brutality in the beginning, the middle, and the end. No complaints, but let me ask you. Do you think that some of these could have been spaced out so that, or do you think they all stood out in their own unique way? Like, in other words, do you feel like one overshadowed the other in terms of what we saw? I mean, we got guy getting lashed. We got the guy getting a key in his eye. We got some brutality with the women. You think it was a little bit of overkill, or do you think it was just right? You think it could have been spaced apart a little better? And by spaced apart, I mean different show.
Right. Yeah. I think it was fine. Like I said, I mean, the show. Like I said, I didn't hate any of this. I love the brutality at the beginning. I love the brutality at the end, and even in the middle, it was good. I think it was well planned out, I guess. And no, I don't think it was too much at all. I mean, they all stood out for their own reasons. I mean, Moxley stood out because, I mean, he did eye for an eye. That stands out. You know, and obviously at the end, that stands out because, Jesus Christ, we were watching Cody's back welt up as he took lashes.
I mean, honestly, that was brilliant storytelling. Like, I don't know who was the agent on that one, but bravo, that was fucking like took that. We'll get to it, man. But that was probably to date the best segment, hands down, on the AEW television.
Oh yeah,
easily, without any question about it.
Yeah.
But now what? Did you guys get the picture-in-picture? Because I watched it on the stream tonight, and I actually got the AEW Plus feed, which means I didn't have to deal with that picture-in-picture shit.
Yeah, it was
which is amazing.
Yeah, it was picture-in-picture. It was there. It was there.
So I got all I got all the promos. I ain't have to worry about which is yeah. So I actually that added to my enjoyment of AEW tonight too. I think I didn't have to play the guessing game of what was being said, and it was beautiful. Beautiful AEW experience tonight.
I don't think we missed any promos tonight, honestly. I think they did pretty good with the timing of the picture-in-pictures. Did we, Smart?
Not that I can remember. I feel like they did a way better job this week picking out the segments that they went to picture-in-picture, and then they have the last couple.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there was I think they went to picture-in-picture during the Joey Janela entrance and a few things like that. But yeah, Sammy Guevara wasn't out there trying to get laid tonight by via cue cards. So
come on, man. Like Sammy Guevara is more and more, at least on the show, at least on AEW, is becoming more and more one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
I actually kind of missed the cue card segment this week.
It'll be all right. You know it's coming back. I wouldn't worry about it. But I guess we need to get back to the eye for an eye where he jabbed him in the eye. Like I said, I loved and fucking Santana sold it, man. He completely missed his eye, which was perfect, but Santana sold it perfect, and it really, that was another case of good storytelling. One more time, they kept the continuity going, and it was pretty good shit. I like the eye for an eye shit. I like the way it happened. And right after that, we got the most ironic Jericho promo already of 2020. What kind of man would poke a guy in the eye with a spike or a key? What kind of man would do that? I chuckled. I did. I laughed. I said, this is good shit. This is the most ironic greatness in the world.
Yeah. And Jericho, like I said, commentary was on the money. This is probably my first instance of fan awkwardness, because obviously, Box, you called it. From show to show now, town to town, or it might have been Smart, but both of you. They're going to pick up on the singing gimmick. Every town now is going to try to capture lightning in the bottle. And man, did you catch some of the screenshots? I'm not screenshots. Some of the fan reactions. People trying to sing, trying to stay on cue.
Yeah,
very much awkward. And they focused on this. I don't know whether it was a guy and his girlfriend. Could have been his sister because they were in Alabama. I don't know.
Hey.
But they focused on this guy and his girl.
Sweet home. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Terribly off key. Did you guys know what I'm talking about? The one guy had the old Seth Rollins hairdo. Like the old half and half. He actually did look like a chubby Seth Rollins because he had the neck beard too.
Might have been. You never know.
I actually did see this guy who's wearing like a green t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. He stood out to me too.
Saw that. But I don't know. So what else we got on that segment, guys? Am I missing anything there?
Solid segment. And I honestly, on the whole, I feel like this show honestly set in motion. It was a lot of good build to the pay-per-view. They're really building. Coming out of this show, I can honestly say I'm actually looking forward to Revolution.
Yes.
I wanted to point that out, man. Like the storytelling on the show was top notch.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely was some good.
He started off the segment by telling the commentary team to shut your ass. which made me laugh.
He did, didn't he?
Too much bubbly before showtime.
A little too much of the bubbly.
Jericho's a national fucking treasure, I swear to Christ.
Well, we have another soon-to-be national treasure, a growing national treasure. And I don't mean the best friends. I do mean Orange Cassidy in the next little segment here. That guy's so over, dude. Just, he does nothing, and he's over. God, this guy is going to have a great long career for this.
Yeah, and the best part about it is he's a guy that 20 years, 10 to not even 20, 10 years from now, he'll be able to make a killing on the indies.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, conventions, things like that, merchandise.
Oh, he'll be, if he keeps going the way he's going and doing the character he's going to work a very long time because he's not killing his body.
Yeah, and Orange Cassidy, like I said, in the right doses, I love the guy. He's not being overexposed. Feel like his usage on this show is just right, and this is like the perfect style of comedy in pro wrestling, not the Joey Ryan shit. So more Orange Cassidy, less Joey Ryan. Wrestling will be a whole hell of a lot better in 2020.
Yeah, and it was the best friends with Orange Cassidy versus SCU. Match was going great. Actually, I really enjoyed it. And then Dark Order came out and it fucking just killed everybody.
Yeah. I think I always look for little highlights. Did you guys catch the line about no, folks? I know that's not too cold, Scorpio. That's I said Scorpio Sky. That was my first. So, JR once again, man. I love the fact that he's in on the joke at this point. It's fucking fantastic.
Well, it's either that or Britt Baker got the best of him. He's got to pick. I mean, you know.
Nah, but no, it was a solid match. I liked how they especially went out of their way to put over Scorpio Sky on commentary.
Yeah, definitely.
So clearly they had plans for him to be a single star in the future. He's definitely going to be the breakout from SCU.
Nice, good for him. He should be too.
I don't know what you guys think about that, but he'll be the breakout when they eventually decide to split those guys up.
Well, I mean the other guys are a bit old. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. How old is... Well, actually, Scorpio's not exactly young, is he?
No. Comparatively speaking, he's the youngest of the three. But he's been around for a while. But obviously, of the three, this is the most natural exposure he's ever got. So, I feel he's still new. He's still young in TV years.
Young in TV years.
You got to look at it like that, yeah.
Yeah, but is he young in wrestling? That's what matters.
Well, you know, like what did they say? Like you normally don't hit your stride till you're like early to mid 30s.
Oh, you're fucking ancient.
If you're 32 you're still a kid. You're still a baby.
No, not anymore, dude. You're 36 now. You're washed the fuck up, dude. Jesus Christ, you're done. But yeah, Dark Order even attacked Orange Cassidy tonight, guys.
And honestly, in that moment, that was the most badass Dark Order has looked in a long ass time. They weren't for the hokey shit. They just said they said, "Fuck it, you getting stomped out." That was cool. I mean, I'm still not fully in on Dark Order, but in that moment, they were fucking badass. They just stomped them out. That was cool. That's how you should present these guys.
Yeah, and I'm starting to lean towards Daniels might be the whole leader of everything, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Now, what did you guys think of that? Did you think it was a little hokey, a little goofy that fucking 187-year-old Chris Daniels was running off these guys? He ran in the ring like come on.
I don't know about smart, but the only thing I found hokey was that they were number one. They were literally one of the guys, and the tall guy in the mask was literally looking for Daniels to come down like 30 seconds before he came to the ring. I'm like, oh, Daniels is coming down. Dude's looking right at the fucking ramp, and he did right after that. But I did find it that they were all scared when he came down. It's like, y'all scared of one old dude? Come on, man. You got like 9 of you there. What the fuck? I mean,
oh, thank you, Anton. So let's see here. Scorpio is 36. Kaz is 42. I think Daniels is like 47, 48.
Yeah. He's pushing that 5-0 mark. He's pushing it. He's not there yet, but he's pushing it. But What do you think, Smark, on this whole Dark Order thing?
Well, I mean, them running off wasn't so bad because the whole idea is they didn't want to really rough him up because they want to convert him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the logic adds up. What I will say real quick while we're talking about that, since I don't really see us doubling back on it later, a little bit later in the show, they ran a commercial for them, and there were some really solid parts of that commercial, especially if you read the thin bottom line, like the little text on the small text on the bottom of the screen while the commercial's airing, because that was like people suffer every day from heartburn, and they put like on the bottom of the screen in the little small text that all the actors in this commercial never suffered from heartburn, which was a solid line.
Ever?
They lose points. Yeah, that's what they said. They said none of the actors in this ad have ever suffered from heartburn.
Wow.
Right after they talked about how bad heartburn was. It was a solid segment. They lose points, though, in the commercial because they didn't have a multiracial friend group like all the other commercials do. Otherwise, they hit the note perfectly.
Gotcha.
I missed this today. At least have a ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Because
I mean, that's pretty much what they were aiming for. It was like one of those, like,
none of these people in this commercial have ever eaten McDonald's. Daniels is 49 and will turn 50 in March.
Jesus, so yeah, they need to speed up this process on this storyline. Like Daniel's like, yeah.
No, it's February. We gotta, next month is March 24th to be exact. Thank you, Antox. So there you go. We maybe he is looking to hang it up at 50. Who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, overall, good shit. What you got next, Box?
Yuka Sakazaki versus Britt Baker. Try to stay positive.
Did either of you gentlemen catch the pre-match promo that she did to get heat while they were at commercial?
I don't think I listened. I think it was on, but I don't think I listened to it.
Yeah, God bless her. She's trying. They're trying. But man, heel face, I don't know. This Britt Baker experiment just ain't clicking. It's not clicking. I feel like they want her, that they're trying to put her in a position to almost be like the centerpiece of the division, almost like a Charlotte type, but she ain't got that. She's not ready for that position. Babyface, heel, she's just not ready for what they want her to be at this time, in my opinion.
No, the problem is they don't really have anyone like that right now that's constant on their roster. So I think they're kind of painted into a corner with her right now. So I don't know. I mean, the match itself wasn't horrible. The beating after the match was a little strange. I would damn near bet money I didn't have that Yuka, right, ate a chewed a blood capsule after that little curb stomp on the ropes. Because,
yeah, I would say that's
she was fighting to get blood out of her mouth, and then they showed her hand, and it had like a drip of blood in it, and I'm like, y'all got to get more blood. You need more blood than that. Yeah. I think that's why Britt reached back in and did the mandible again, because there wasn't a lot of blood. They made it more blood.
It's crazy. You guys have millions of dollars, and you couldn't even pay like Gangrel $20 to show you how to make it work.
Drink it. That's how you make it work. He drank it.
Oh, well, hold on. Wait. He's a shoot vampire, though.
Oh, of course. Him and Kevin Thorne.
Shoot, yeah. His teeth is really, those aren't falsies. Those are the real deal.
And Vampiro.
You can't really trust Vampiro's word, though. He lies a lot.
True. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't crazy about this match. I'm not going to sit here and shit on it. I mean, we pretty much, unfortunately, shit on their women's division every week. It needs work. I think they know it. I also think, like I said, I think they're kind of painted into a corner right now because, I mean, who else do they have that's there constant every week coming out there in the women's division that's going to be that Charlotte, that Rhea Ripley, that Becky? They don't really have anybody, so...
Yeah, somebody that's can like I get what you're saying, like that consistent, not even like just showing up, because they have people that are there every week
Yeah.
But nobody that's consistently good. Like, for as much as we can pick apart WWE's women's roster, this one's not being pushed. This one is bland. This one is long in the tooth. The one thing they all have in common is they're constant. You could say somebody's stale, but if you put Sasha Banks in the match, 9 times out of 10, she's going to give you a solid match. Becky, the same thing. Charlotte, the same thing. You'd be hard pressed to name 3 women in AEW presently that can give you a consistently good match week to week to week. You would be hard pressed to name 3 women right now that can give you that kind of match quality week to week.
Yeah, not in AEW.
My opinion.
So.
I mean, like I said, I might be overstating that, but that women's roster needs a lot of work right now. Case in point, title match next week. Let's get this plug out of the way. You got Riho defending against Nyla. Do you think that this is it? Do you think that they finally pull the trigger on Nyla's push? Because they kind of gave a nice little hard sell later in the show. So do you think this is the match that finally does Riho in?
Yeah, probably. I do. I think I'm not going to say they took shit for not putting the belt on Nyla to begin with, but yeah, I think they're going to do it. I definitely do. Smart.
Yeah, I know that we do this every week where we shit on their division, but it is the worst female division I've ever seen. Like, even late 90s WWF, like, they at least served their purpose because it was just TNA disguised as wrestling. So they achieved what they wanted to do. Like, this isn't anything. Like, fucking Riho's never there. Nyla still sucks, but they're apparently going to probably give her the belt. Like, there's nobody. NWA right now has a better women's division. And you can't tell me that they couldn't have offered anyone on that division more money and got them to go join them. Like, honestly, if you look at NWA's female division right now, Thunder Rosa, ODB's there, Allison Kay, like, all of them are better options than what they have right now in AEW. Like, I don't know how nobody, like, looked at this and realized just the lack of diversity, the lack of talent, like, the lack of potential for any of the people that are on the division. Like, how do you build such a poorly made division? Like, first off, stop letting Kenny Omega sign his friends to contracts. They're never fucking there. They're all 3 feet tall. They all look exactly the same, and I'm not even trying to be racist with that, but they're all like fucking 3 feet tall and 40 pounds. Stop with it. There needs to be more diversity, and there needs to be people that are actually going to show up. Like, you can't have people that are like win the title or going to be there 1 week and then be on tour for like 3 months.
Right.
You can't do it. You can't build continuity. Like, it's an amazing lack of like foresight when it came to building this division, and they did it to so many options available, and they just screwed the pooch.
Yeah, they did, and they let a few go they shouldn't have. They go over to other places. So I mean, look, case in point, Mercedes Martinez. I don't know if you mentioned her. I was actually reading something over here. Did you mention Mercedes Martinez?
No.
Okay,
I have in the past, but not today.
Well, right now, let's mention her real quick. They had a chance. Where did she show up a week ago? Right there, NXT, WWE, Royal Rumble. So, yeah, I mean, they're not thinking when it comes to the women's division. But hopefully, I guess I hate to say this, but I guess we give them a little more time and see if they can right that wrong, since they have been righting some wrongs as of late.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, to me, it should come down to common sense. Like, you signed. I don't know what they're paying them per appearance, but you have Arn Anderson out there as a coach.
Yeah.
You have Tully Blanchard on. You're keeping Tully Blanchard on retainer to make appearances on fucking Dark, like on a Dark show segments. So I mean, y'all have the money to burn apparently. So at least kind of like invest in your future with this women's division. Like I said, there was talent out there. I don't know who's available right now that they could put on there that can actually improve things, but man, they have some options, and they kind of, like, to Smart's point, shit the bed.
Yeah.
It's not at the point where it can't be fixed, but right now it's just miserable to follow and keep up with.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Let's. Anything else on that, guys? Or have we sufficiently done our weekly AEW's Women Division Needs Help segment?
Just going to say it was the weakest part of the show. Not a bad match, but just like the weakest part of this episode of AEW this week.
Yeah. All right. We got the Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, and the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks, Omega, and Adam Page.
Countdown is on. I feel like we're inching closer and closer to that Hangman heel turn, bro.
Oh, dude, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, man. 3 minutes into this match, you knew where it was going. You really did.
So, are you telling me, bro? Did you call the finish?
Okay. A minute into this match, you knew where it was going. Maybe even before the match happened. But yeah, dude, I'm obviously the setup last week definitely called everything. Still didn't take away from the match. It was a very good match. I mean, look who you had in this fucking ring. Pay no attention to the first three, Butcher, Blade, and Bunny. Actually, I got to tell you something. I like that Butcher guy. He just looks like an old biker dude who decided to jump in a ring one day. I kind of like the guy. I don't know. And he's not bad in the ring. Again, I'm not big on either one of these guys. I don't know much about him. So I know you're sitting there, well, he's always been good. I apologize. I'll brush up on him another day. But I mean, the Lucha Brothers, yeah, the Young Bucks, they always get their shit in. Omega and Page. I mean, that's a good fucking match right there. That's a heavy hitting lineup. You know what I mean?
And the best part about this match, it was, like I said, it was, a spot fest. But it was a spot fest with some storytelling in it. And, we need to start a new drinking game.
Oh.
Every time Matt Jackson does the rolling Northern Lights, look at that core strength. My God, core strength on Matt Jackson. I'm like, I feel like I can call that spot before he even sets up for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get a big time, prime time example of that core strength of Matt Jackson over there. Look at that core. Look at it. He wants us to look at the core of Matt Jackson.
Yes.
Clearly, that is the focus.
I thought the funniest part, though, is right when the Young Bucks were about to do their little super kick thing, and then Adam Cole tagged himself in, and you were like, oh, we're not going to get a super kick party. And like 10 seconds later, they still super kicked the guy. It's like, well, that was kind of a waste, wasn't it? You still got your shit in. I mean, come on, guys. I mean,
yeah, that was pretty surprising that Adam Cole was in that match. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, did I say Cole?
You mean Hangman?
Did I screw up something? Did I mess up my Adams?
Yeah, you called Page Cole.
They all look alike.
They do. Us white folk.
No, they actually do look alike. I mean, they both have long hair, pretty much the same body. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying like wrestlers in 2020 basically had that same creator wrestler look.
Yes. I mean, Jesus.
White guy, beard, long stringy hair.
Yeah, look, I messed up white guys this time. Be happy, right? But yeah, good match. Nice little story. I mean, like I said, they've been building to this story. I do like how after the Hangman went and grabbed a beer from a fucking fan again. I hope they buy those dudes like another beer, because that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and them shits be expensive. I mean, we've all been different wrestling shows or events.
Yeah, that's probably like
concessions are not fucking cheap, bro.
No, that's a $10-$12 beer right there.
Yeah, or I hope, like you said, I hope they at least shoot them, either buy them another beer or like pay the difference. Like here's $10 for the beer, thanks.
Fuck that. Go get me a beer. I fucking stood in line, bitch. Go get me a beer.
Nah, they probably don't, but they were like, they're just happy to be a part of the segment. Happy to be on TV.
Yeah, wonderful. Good. Now I'm missing a beer, you fucks. Give me my beer back. All right? Fucking take my beer, sons of bitches.
So
what else on that match?
It was a solid match. I feel like it was the right ending with the Butcher, the Blade, Lucha Brothers going over. One, because it gives the Lucha Brothers, not that they are buried or anything like that, but it gives their team some momentum,
right?
Much needed momentum, and it progresses the story.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I honestly like the slow build they're doing with Hangman being progressively more frustrated with the. Come on, bro! Like, what are you doing? Like, because it feels like the elite, they're pushing it. The elite, they're tighter than ever, but clearly it's a disconnect. Like, Hangman is trying to do his own thing,
yeah,
and the Bucks and fucking Omega just doing Kenny and Bucks things, and he's just getting progressively more annoyed. Now, coming out of this, the backstage segment, I gotta say, what the hell was that? Oh, look, I'll see it. Drinking that is going to cost you this. And I loved how when the Bucks took away his drink, he pulled up the fucking pit. Like, where the fuck did that come from? That was some sleight of hand shit right there, bro. That's like a boxman magic trick. How did he pull that off? Because I'm pretty sure you could pull something like that off, bro. Yeah, did they not see the picture sitting there?
Yeah, look here. See how the camera made it hide? Okay. All right.
No, I'm talking about the picture. You know what I mean? It came out of nowhere. That was like it was like a sight gag.
Yeah, but notice they focused in on him when he did it. Someone was probably behind him with the picture, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Anthony.
I'm trying to create a little intrigue here, but
Jesus, this isn't fucking David Copperfield here. I mean, or Copperfield, as they used to call him. Anyway. You got too young for that? Forget
Smart. You got anything on the match?
Yeah, Smart. You've been patient over there as usual.
I just like the visual idea of him holding like a pitcher in one hand and a cup in the other, and them just not noticing the pitcher and grabbing the cup like that was going to do anything. Like, that was my favorite part of this segment.
They should have those two over there smoking weed and be like, dude, that alcohol is so bad for you. Is that a pitcher in your... No, that can't be. All right, let's go, dudes.
Honestly, what honestly made this segment? And like I said, Hangman, he's finding his groove. He's finding his charisma. Not really, still not big on the whole drinking thing, being made like a plot point. But I liked how he stood off. You know how wrestlers, not just in AEW, WWE, just in general, they have this deal where they'll stare off into the distance like they're in deep thought. I love how he had that serious look on his face for a minute, like he was like really contemplating what the Buck said to him, like it got to him straight in the feels, and then he just went straight to the beer, like, "No, you're my friend. This is what I need. This is where I need to be right now." And he just took a big chug. Just awesome.
By the way, I would love to be playing this part. And anyway,
it's the part you were born to play.
I know, man. Really, it is. Just be out there drinking. Anyway, I've got this part, and I still drink, so it's all good. So, Mark, what else?
I think the only question that remains now is like which member of the Elite is going to end up pushing him off the Titantron on accident.
Omega.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, well, since we're just once again want to tie everything together. So next week, SCU gets their rematch for the tag team titles against Omega and Hangman.
Yep.
There's also going to be a tag team battle royal to determine who the next challengers are going to be for the tag team titles. Do you think that they pull the trigger next week on the heel turn? Or do you think they carry it out to the pay-per-view?
I would carry it out to the pay-per-view. Nah, I would. Personally. That's just me. I would carry it out. You gotta have something big for that pay-per-view. No matter, I mean, it would just be way too early. Way too early to do it. You gotta save it. You gotta save it and savor it.
This is true, and I'm actually of the thought process that it's and it's not even anything against SCU, but Kenny Omega finally has some momentum behind him. Obviously, he's lost a lot of his luster since AEW become a thing. I feel like it's too soon to take his title off of him, so I'm going with Hangman and Omega to retain. And like I said, SCU is, I like they almost have their own storyline going with the Dark Order. So I feel like that's going to be its own thing, and Omega and Hangman are going to do their own thing.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Yeah, definitely. Smart.
All I really got to say about this is, can we please just go like 1 week without having SCU in a match? Like, I honest to God think it's been like 4 straight weeks. Like, I feel like when they were in Miami, I feel like they had a match. They had a match on the cruise. They had the match the week after the cruise, this week, next week. Like, they're so overexposed. I don't even necessarily dislike them, but it's every week with these guys.
Hey, they got a hell of a record. They won 8 of their last 9 matches. Got to get them numbers up, brother. Gotta get them wins up.
Got to pump them wins up, brother. Those are rookie numbers in this game.
Jesus Christ, the fucking Rock and Roll Express for less matches.
Hey,
their career.
Hey, easy, buddy, easy. All right, we done with that?
Yep. What we got next?
A little Darby Allin video that JR almost seemed apprehensive to play at all. I don't. Did you guys catch that? He's like, we got a Darby Allin video thing. I guess we're gonna play it. So it was pretty cool though. Little, Darby. He had a fucking flamethrower.
Awesome.
How cool is that? These guys get to drink beer, play with flamethrowers. Man, I'm in the wrong business. Anyway.
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Antox, for keeping me honest here. The tag battle royal is in 2 weeks.
Oh,
because I forgot that they did like a rolling deal where they actually, once again, like, what did you guys think of that? They did a little commercial segment where they actually hyped up shows for the next 2 weeks and 3 weeks respectively.
Well, that's how you sell your company. That's what they should be doing.
And honestly, I'm not going to lie. Some of the matches they got coming up, pretty fucking cool. They got a cage match with Cody and Wardlow. I think that's in 3 weeks. They also got a 30-minute Iron Man match between Pac and Omega, which I'm really looking forward to. I can't remember whether it was 2 or 3 weeks, but that should be fucking amazing.
Yeah, they do have some good matches coming up, and I like that they're letting you know. No, I mean, why not? That's what they should be doing. That's what's going to bring people in, get people excited to watch this show, that show, 1 week down the road, 2 weeks down the road. Keep people tuning in.
Yeah, what we got next, Bucks? Because I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward. Little excited about talking about that main event segment.
All right, well, we got the Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. Kip Sabian took on Joey Janela. All honesty, I was getting kids to bed during this match. I apologize. I didn't watch much of it, so you guys can handle this one, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, it wasn't an overly spectacular match, but it was a solid match. And once again, it had some storyline behind it, so no really big complaints from me. Joey Janela was Joey Janela. He bumped his ass off, sold his ass off. Mm-hmm. Everything he did looked solid and tight. We got a little bit of I want to say I'm gonna call him Pimp JR, because he was he had one line that was fucking hilarious to me. I just realized her eyes are blue. They're blue.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, "How about you, Tony?" Yeah, me too. I just noticed they're blue.
Yeah, they just noticed she had eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, he lost his wife. But he still has needs. Damn it! Back off, good old JR. He still got needs.
Yeah, definitely. Antox, you're right. Like I said, I was getting kids to bed. We will get to that segment in just a second here. We will rewind a little bit. But guys, keep going with that. Go ahead and finish up with that match, and then we'll back it up a little bit.
Yeah, Smart, what you got on it?
I mean, there's not too much to say about it. It was a pretty solid match. They've been running that feud for seemingly about a month or two now. Nothing bad. I enjoyed it. They really did seem like they took a certain emphasis on trying to put over how Joey Janela is more than just like a hardcore guy. Like they mentioned that was part of his history, but they also mentioned that he's a really solid in-ring performer. It seemed like that was the emphasis of the whole segment was trying to put him over as a actually solid in-ring performer, which I feel like he is. Like I said, though, the match was solid. I enjoyed it. It was what it was. It was nothing spectacular, but it got the job done.
Now, what do you guys think Joey Janela's ceiling is in AEW? Do you foresee him challenging for the world title in a main event of a future pay-per-view? Or do you think they see him as more of a solid upper mid card level guy? What do you see as his ceiling in AEW?
I would say the second one would be right. I think they see him as a second, just a mid card, high mid card, upper mid card. I like that upper mid card guy. I really don't think they see him as a champion. And I'll be honest with you, I have no problem ever seeing Joey Janela as a champion of any indie company out there, but as a company like AEW that now has national television, I just don't think he's your guy. I really don't. I just don't think he's your guy to do that. I think they can keep him where he is. He can get whatever. When they start getting more lower grade titles, that'll be fine. But I don't see him as world champion. I don't.
Smart?
I'd be inclined to say that I wouldn't expect him to be a main event guy, but he had a main event of sorts on one of their pay-per-views. It was unsanctioned or whatever, but it was him and Moxley closed the show, and that was a really good match.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be in the picture. I'm just saying he wouldn't. I personally don't think they'll ever actually pull the trigger and put a fucking title on that guy, not the world title. Sorry.
To a lesser extent, I'm not trying to say that he's the same talent-wise, but I do kind of get a little bit of like Foley vibes from him, where he's the underdog. He doesn't necessarily fit the bill, but he's a good performer. So, I mean, I don't see it right now in the cards, but I don't think it would be out of the question in the future that they could groom him to be that spot, if only for like as a transitional champ.
I guess we'll see. Anthony?
I don't necessarily see him as a long-term champion. Like, he's not going to get like a 400-plus day CM Punk type reign. But along the same lines of what Spark was saying, I could see them grooming him for like a transitional spot because Joey has something. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but he has a certain unique charisma about him. He knows how to draw attention to himself, positively and negatively, depending on what time of the day it is. So he definitely has something worth utilizing. It's just a matter of trying to bottle it and present it in a way to where it's consumable for mass public consumption. Yeah, words tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. I mean, I think we more or less mostly agree. We have a few things we disagree on, but that's good. I like it.
Yes,
all right.
But he's a solid talent. Solid talent. A solid talent. He will get his just due. Good Lord.
He's a salad talent. And
put the beer down. It's seeping through my microphone to my ears. I feel like I'm getting a contact high.
Oh shit! Maybe you need a joint. You need a joint, maybe. All right, let's get to this main event, which was not actually a match. The main event segment. I guess we could go with that. Wait, you're right. We're gonna go back. I apologize.
Listen to our chat room. We gotta backtrack a little bit.
We
missed 1 second.
We missed before I started talking about Darby Allin. Right after the Omega, all that shit went down. There was Omega was still in the ring, and Pat came on, and basically you saw Riho back there who looked scared to death. I think she did look scared, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. I'm not quite sure I've seen either that look or a smile. I think that's all she's ever done, so I'm not quite sure. But Pac was over there, and he's back there with Riho, and he starts yelling at Omega. This was supposed to be a contract signing. All you got to do is say yes, say yes. Give me my match. I want my match. And he was threatening Riho at one point. And then Kenny Omega says yes. Obviously, there's a not a relationship there with Omega and Riho, but did he train her? Is that what it was? I forget.
Something like that. They're buddies. He trained her or helped train her.
Help trainer, whatever. So there is a little backstory there. But I did like, I don't know if you, obviously you guys did catch it where Pac just went, oh, you thought I was going to, basically, you thought I was going to hit a woman, basically is what he said. And he goes, I might be a bastard, but I'm not a beast. And then Nyla comes out. So, and Antox is saying Omega teamed with Riho and DDT. So more of a working relationship, but still a relationship. I wasn't meaning they were banging or anything. I didn't imply that, didn't want to. So, yeah, it was a pretty good segment. And then Nyla came out, took down Riho. We do find out that Riho and Nyla going to go for the title. So there we go. What did you guys think of that whole segment? I actually thought it was a pretty good segment.
I mean, it was a solid segment. I love the Pac. I mean, man, if you had told me way back when that this dude would have been as solid of a heel as he's turned into, I would have been like, Like I said, he was always good in the ring, but it was just a matter of that heel run. But it's nice to see. It's a pleasure to watch the heel run that he started in WWE, which was fantastic. Carry over in the AEW with a hell of a lot more edge.
Mm-hmm.
So good shit on his part. The fact that Rio's so tiny added to the segment in terms of like him being like, because like Pac is a small guy in comparison to everybody else around him. I mean, I know he's got the like fucking action figure build, but he's small. But he's small by wrestling standards.
Really does look like a fucking act. The guy is just chiseled out of fucking stone, man. I mean,
yeah, but compared to Rio, who's like what?
90 pounds.
87 pounds.
Yeah, 90 pounds.
It was a good compare contrast. I mean, the Nyla stuff. Man, I'm never going to be high on Nyla. I'm sorry. I mean, she was impressive in this segment for what they were trying to get over, but it's fucking Nyla. I can't find it within me to because there's nothing there. I mean, she's had moments of brilliance, but by and large, they're few and far between. I cringe at the fact that she's going to be the representative of this company as their women's champion, just because, for no other reason, she just sucks in the ring.
Well, Anthony, she didn't hurt anybody. Smart.
Yeah, positive. There you go, Box. You pulling positivity out of me. Bravo.
What you got, Smart, on this segment?
I mean, I can confirm that she didn't hurt anybody. That's good for her. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I like the segment. I like Pac. I really think he's doing a good job as a heel. I would say he's probably about the third best guy that they got in terms of like microphone ability, which surprises me because I just didn't think he had it in him. But he comes across as a very believable, like, psychopath, like as a very credible, very threatening, ominous type presence.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah, and especially like we were talking about, for a little guy, he comes off like he'd whip the shit out of you, and I got no doubt he probably would whip the shit out of me. That dude is I got a feeling that guy would be a problem for a lot of guys, just as big and quick as he is. Most guys that big are not that quick and fast. Go ahead.
Kind of reminds me of a guy that they have on their roster now for commentary. Kind of gives off a little bit of a Taz vibe.
Different build than Taz, though. Taz was big in the, like, he was always a bit, like I'll bet he was a big kid, Pac was probably not a big kid. He was probably a skinny kid. Just, he's ripped to shreds. Yeah, he's just ripped to shreds, like, man.
That dude, clearly, he does not eat fast food. That dude looks like he's never had he doesn't even know what a French fry looks like, much less tastes like. Like, seriously, like, he's like, look, don't give me, like, he's the type of dude that'll go to Wendy's or McDonald's or wherever, just give me the meat.
Just eats chicken and vegetables and that's it.
Yeah.
Every now and
then. He'll be the one asshole that goes to fucking IHOP or whatever with you. I'm eating like a fucking pig, pancakes, eggs, omelet, the whole bit. Give me 18 egg whites and a chicken breast. Oh, you bastard. And half a chicken breast.
There you go.
With a pitcher of water. And I hate you. Healthy motherfucker. Don't ever eat with a healthy motherfucker.
I like when Antog says Pac hasn't had carbs since Obama was in office. He's probably right. That's not, I mean, he is just, I mean, look, that's a again, dude, for a little guy to put on that much muscle, Jesus, he's got to be doing. I don't even on the juice. You got to be doing some work in the gym to be that jacked, dude. So, anyway, let's go ahead. I think we've put that segment to bed, and let's go ahead and get to that main event segment that we were going to talk about. Let's do it. It was Cody getting his 10 lashes from MJF. Turned out to be a little more than that. And by the way, I don't know if I just caught this tonight. Maybe I've never paid attention. The little thing right at the end of Cody's, when the thing comes up that goes, what did it say? There's wrestling has more than one royal family. Mm-hmm. Is that new? Did I miss that?
I'll be honest. You mean in the theme song?
Yeah, right there at the end, right before he walks to the ramp, right before he took a step.
Oh, I gotta pay attention because I'll be honest, I didn't notice.
I noticed it tonight. All right, Antox is saying no. No, does that mean no, it's new, or no, I missed it and I'm just really smoking too much weed? It's been there ever since his days in ROH. Huh. All right. Smoking too much weed. Okay, that goes back to ROH. But has it been in his AEW entrance? That's what I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Like, have I been smoking too much weed as of late is what I'm asking. Yeah, okay, good. It's new to his... Okay, it is new to the AEW entrance. Or he's saying, yes, I'm smoking too much weed. I'll find that out in a second, Antox. So, okay, hopefully it was new tonight. But I actually thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, got the fucking lashes. And yes, Dean Yates, I will get into that because I totally agreed with that. The whole group comes down to give the lashes. Cody's little support group comes out, and guys, we talked about this show beginning brutal and ending brutal.
It told the story, and,
yeah.
I like how it would have been the easiest thing in the world. I should have knew. I kind of knew that this was going to be a heavy segment when they started it with about 12, 13 minutes left. Like, yeah, I'm like, they want to take their time with this one. And this is what I mean. Like, Cody clearly puts a lot of effort into his storylines. Mm-hmm. Maybe not everybody else's, but he wants to make sure his shit is tight. And can't even say enough. I'm not even mad about the pyro this week. I feel like he earned that pyro with the ass whooping he took with that belt. and just honestly, this shit had layers to it. The added insult of beating a man with his own belt.
Yeah.
Like my belt is too good for you. I want to beat you with your belt.
Yeah.
Rub salt in the wounds. Like there was a lot of layers to this shit. And I also want to point out, I like the added touch that they kind of had like little interviews leading up to it.
Right.
Like, you had Taz do his little... Like, I've seen some violent things in my career, but this is a bit much even for me by my standards. And then you had Dustin add his little 2 cents, which we'll get to Dustin like coming out. Like, I want to like Dustin, but it was just a couple of points, and it's nitpicky points, but I feel like it kind of like not affected my enjoyment of the segment. But when you have Dustin coming out with half the face painted, like he's so concerned for his brother, but he took the time to paint half of his face like a fucking moron. And then the shit with Brandy as the heel. Like, yeah, I mean, like, it overall solid segment. So I'm not going to shit on the segment, but just those 2 little things kind of like irked me a little bit. It was like they were kind of unnecessary and kind of like took away a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, and you just brought up Brandy being a heel, and that's kind of real quick before the chat room moves it away. Dean Yates brings up my biggest issue was bringing in Brandy at the end. Isn't she a heel? Yes, she is. Now, Antox brings up a completely opposite point that I also agree with. She was not in the goth garb. She was dressed conservatively, being she was out of character.
It was a shoot.
It was a shoot, brother. I can see that, and I can also see where that would be a plus to the Cody storyline. I don't think it'll have an effect on her other storyline. So I I do see where you could see it as an issue, but I see both points. Like I said, I really see where you can have an issue with it, but I also see where you could say, well, she was dressing out of character. Both points are valid. How's that? I really don't know where to go with that except right there, where both points are very valid, and I guess it'll just be how you look at it is the way it would go with that.
Honestly, I look at it as them being a little too meta for their own good.
Okay.
I feel like it's something that I don't feel like this company, at least not at this point, they don't have the ability to pull like something as complex as that type of story off. And plus, it's almost like it's kind of silly. Like if you knew you were going to go in this direction with Cody and MJF, maybe hold off on Brandy shit, especially since it's kind of like not there yet. Like I said, I feel like Brandy's funny. In terms of where she's at in the ring, she's horrible. But she's not a bad promo. She's not a bad character. So if it was me, I would have held off on her run in the ring until she was 100% ready. This whole time, get herself ready for that point. Leave her out of the ring and just kind of like have her come out so then it's not so jarring. Because we've seen this woman in shitty segments and shitty matches for how many weeks on AEW pay-per-view TV leading up to this?
Right.
Now all of a sudden, it's almost like they it's almost like they're almost trying to whitewash what happened by having her just come out in her regular gear. Just don't do this. It kind of felt like whitewash. Like they just almost like want, at least for this segment, they want you to forget. It's kind of like back in the day when they would do those angles like, this is real. This is real. I always hate those segments on wrestling where they want you to, they want to present one segment as like being real and being the shoot, but that implies that everything else on the show is bullshit. That's kind of what this was in like an isolated incident on a smaller scale, but I feel like that's kind of like what this is with Brandy, what they're trying to do right now. Yeah. They want you to believe in this moment she's real. Then that means everything she was doing leading up to this was horseshit.
Yeah, and again, I can see all those points. I really can see where there's two different points here, and again, it's really how you look at it. Smark, love your point of view. Let me hear it.
Okay.
Wait 1 second. Hold on. You're breaking up. I'm gonna hold on, Smart. Shut the fuck up for a minute. Smart. See my finger?
Awesome.
Hold on, Smart. You're breaking up. You're breaking up that whole time, buddy.
Fantastic point, Smart.
That's a great point. Smart, talk to me, buddy. Are you there now? Smart said he had some weather coming through, everybody. So, and I've got weather coming through here, so I get what he's talking about. Smart, we'll get back to you in a minute on your point on that, but definitely let's go ahead for now. We'll keep talking. Oh, Smart, you there? Smart,
I think.
Yeah, you cut out for that whole thing. Yes. Oh, there you are. You're good. Okay, that whole thing.
For now.
What was that?
I said for now.
All right, everyone's saying the whole show is offline? They can still hear me, right? All right, Smart left. But anyway, we're good now. We're good. Okay. I think because we went quiet. All right, everyone can still hear us, Anthony.
We're good. Oh. We're still live?
No, we're good. We're live, pal. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into literally. Let's go ahead and get into the whipping, because that's what this was. Like you said, Anthony, I really like the fact that he did it with his belt. Made it mean a little more. I really like that. That was really good shit. And man, I'll tell you, the whole visual of this was really brutal. Even at times hard to watch, especially when you saw some of those shots going over Cody's shoulder onto his chest, and the last shot definitely hurt like a son of a bitch. But you could literally there's Smart. You could literally see his back welting up like seconds after this belt hit him.
Yeah, and obviously it was a different deal, but the parallels can be made between this one and the classic with Dreamer and Sandman. But like just with the story, just like and I say that only from the storytelling standpoint. In both cases, I will compare them in this instance because you really can't. It's two different companies, two different eras, two different times. But the one constant between both is they took their time.
Yes.
And it's one of those segments where they gave you time to digest because it would have been the easiest thing in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That made it that would make it feel almost like a wrestling angle. Like, hey, we're running out of time. They took their time in each shot, man. Because I feel like this: if you're gonna like that, shit hurts. Whether it's a cane, whether it's a belt, to let somebody whip your bare skin with all that might behind, especially, and we'll get to the Warlow shot in a minute.
Oh.
You want to make all them bitches count. You want to make it mean something. And I feel like this is one of those segments that when they want to look back on the toughness of Cody, mission accomplished with this segment.
Right.
When they want to look back on the viciousness of MJF as a heel, mission accomplished. This segment is something that if AEW's around 5-10 years down the road, this is a segment that they can look back on with some type of pride. Because a lot of thought and effort was put into this. I can't put it over enough. Everything, just the little things. That's like using Cody's belt. Fucking MJF going on mafioso, taking the shirt off with the white beater on. You had enough? Stay down.
Yeah.
Stay down. I almost got like I'm going to reference one of my favorite movies all time, Goodfellas. The scene where Henry Hill beats the fuck out of the dudes that was messing with Karen. He pistol whipped. I mean, obviously, different levels of violence there, but just the way he was talking shit. What
do you want?
Henry Hill,
what do you want, fucko? That's what he said. What do you want, fucko?
Hey, wait, don't shoot. The whitest answer in the history of cinema. Wait. Oh no! Don't shoot! like literally. First off, he broke the gun on the dude's face. You don't get more badass than that. Number one. Number two, it was three. It was two of them. 2-1, and they still said no. You too bad for us, sir.
Yeah, Dean. Everyone else seems to be hearing me, so definitely a refresh. Definitely give a refresh. I could be buffering. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, dude. Good comparison. Smart, do we actually have you back now? Smart. All right, we don't have Smart back yet. Oh, wait.
Oh,
ow, oh,
yeah, we definitely got him back now.
Ooh.
Let's try.
Hey,
better?
There we go. Smart is back.
Hey,
Smart. Y'all good?
I'm not sure. We're gonna find out, I guess.
No, you sound good. Sound better. Tell you what, let's finish this and then we'll go back to the Brandy thing after we kind of that way we're not going completely ADD on everybody. But what did you think of this whole segment with the belt, the whipping, the welts literally welting up as he goes? That's some crazy shit right there, man.
Yeah, it was a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a little bit ridiculous. Thought it was going to be like kind of ham-fisted. But I mean, you could see the kind of pain that he was going through, and you could see how visible it was, like the marks on his back. And it was it's hard to be able to watch that and then not, be able to know what it is that he's going through. Like you can feel it. You can feel like how bad it must have felt to be him in that moment. So it really did a good job of getting him over as being a sympathetic babyface, I think.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. Man, his fucking right shoulder blade though was just obliterated. I mean, just totally pop. Oh, Dean has the app. No wonder Dean fucking closed that motherfucking app out and then exactly. Antox typed the exact same words I just said. Well, no wonder. The app always has problems. So there you go. But yeah, dude, his right shoulder blade was just ripped open, and that Wardlow shot.
JR said it best. Basically, a motherfucker hit you that big with a belt in his hand. Ooh, that shit, and you felt it. And like I said, to Smark's point, you felt his pain. You felt every shot. You were America with Quine with Cody in that moment.
Yeah,
you felt the pain. But honestly, like I said, if you're going to put yourself through that type of physical pain, and look, Cody, Cody being Cody, I'm sure he said lay that shit in.
Yeah,
you want to get mileage out of it.
Yeah,
I know I would. Like I said, like motherfucker, if I'm gonna take this shit, we gonna get it right, and we gonna make this last. We're gonna make this a memorable segment.
Yeah, and as minute as it might be, the last shot hitting him in front instead of the back was just more brutal. I don't know why. To me, it seemed more brutal. The fact that he went for a piece that hadn't gotten hit or numbed or, because you get hit a few times, it does go numb. You kind of can't feel the pain anymore. It's all welted up, and you're swollen, and it's kind of just puffy at that point. So you're not feeling anything. To me, that little minute detail kind of made the segment even better for me.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like first off, I'm excited as shit for the payoff at the Revolution pay-per-view. So mission accomplished on that front. And also, I feel like they accomplished a big deal. They accomplished a lot with MJF's character too.
Right.
Because he's an incredible douchebag, no doubt. But I feel like he went a notch above in this segment. Like he went from being like douchey heel that's kind of entertaining that you like to just full on asshole. Because I really feel like if they play their cards right coming out of the segment, he really came across as just like fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like you really, and even the commentary added to it. Like you really wanted to see him get his ass whipped. You wanted Cody to fight back.
Yeah.
In this moment, like I said, it's almost like it reverted you back to like the days before the internet, before you knew wrestling wasn't real and all that shit. Well, you were invested in the characters, and it's like you wanted to see one guy kick another guy's ass. That's what this segment accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Definitely. Good fucking segment. We had like I said, a lot of guys were coming down, helping, trying to coach Cody through it. We had Arn come down first, who walked as fast as he could down to that ring. I ain't shitting on Arn. I love Arn. I always will. That man is a fucking one tough son of a bitch too. Arn got down there as fast as he could. We had the Young Bucks come down, but what I do want to get to is we were talking earlier a little bit about Brandy. Once again, I didn't want to go totally ADD on you guys, so I figured we'd roll back after. Smark, you never got to comment on it. You were trying to, but you were completely robotic. When Brandy came down, we were talking about how I was saying I could see both sides of the coin on I could say, well, however you look at it. What were your thoughts on Brandy coming down out of character, not in the goth garb, Nightmare Collective garb, or whatever you want to call it? What did you think about the whole thing? Did it bother you? Do you think it ruined the character? Do you think it was too early? Let's get your thoughts now that you're back on with us, buddy.
All right, let's try this again.
No, you're good.
You're good. Okay, I feel like the fact that she wasn't in her normal garb, I feel like that actually keeps it from ruining the character, because it just felt like it was a more personal thing. It felt like, what she's normally doing is more of a business side of the situation. And how it is, like, you could be an asshole at work or whatever, but then when you get home, it's an entirely different side of you. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's what that was meant to showcase. I don't feel like it went too far or like it ruined the believability or anything for me at all as far as that goes. I feel like it kind of helped add a little bit more of a realism to it, if anything. Because she did a good job of genuinely looking like choked up and bothered by it. And I feel like maybe to some degree she actually had to have been,
right?
At least a little bit, because you're still visually, digesting seeing something like this happen to somebody that you really care about. So I feel like, there is some authenticity even in the midst of, it being work. So I thought it was good. I actually thought it was a good touch. I didn't mind it at all.
All right, yeah. I mean, I again, again, I can see both sides to the coin on this one. Where I could see where someone could bitch about it, but I could also see where someone would just go, "Hey, she was not in her, she wasn't in there. It was they were trying to make it real." So, I mean, it was. I mean, let's face it, it was kind of real. He was being beaten with a fucking belt. He took 10 lashes, dude. We saw it. You can't fake that. You know what I mean? You can try, it ain't gonna work. You cannot fake what Cody did tonight. But
if they want to, they can double back, because there was a couple of females, like the heels, that were out there watching everything happen and like kind of trying to keep people from interfering. So if they want to, they can go back, in a week or two or whatever, and have her group start targeting the people that were out there watching it, if they wanted.
Right. And it's funny. Was that a fan at the end that they had that tried to attack right at the end when they were up? Yeah. Was it Anthony?
I wanna say it probably was some type of fan that they had to try to get out. Because I feel like if it was like another wrestler, they would have focused on it more than they did.
Yeah, because
the fact that they kind of oh, what's going on up there? They kind of cut away from it real quick. Tells me that was just an overzealous fan.
And then they closed the curtain, and MJF was out there by himself, and Wardlow wasn't out there. Now, Antok's saying he thinks it was Kazarian. I don't think Kazarian had on all black. I don't think anyone in that ring had on all black like I saw on camera. We'll find out. I'm sure. Maybe as we're talking about WWE, you guys can check the news a little bit, see if anything came up on that. But if it was Kazarian, I missed something. If it wasn't, then
look, we'll both be proven wrong, because I feel like it was, because I feel like they were going for that shout out with him, the way he darted up the through the crowd. They were going for that visual of him and Wardlow, kind of like us against the world type of thing,
right?
And I feel like whatever was going on with the dude that jumped him, that kind of fucked up their shot, because I feel like they wanted to focus on Wardlow and MJF, and it kind of we got the last laugh, motherfuckers. And then that dude just fucked it all up. Because I feel like if it was Kazarian or another wrestler, they would have focused on it a hell of a lot more than they did. Yeah. And they cut away from that shit too fast. So I tend to think it probably was probably a drunk, overzealous fan. They weren't at Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, and
it's still real to me. Damn it, you asshole.
Yeah, and I got to admit, I wouldn't have caught it if it wasn't for my 11-year-old sitting there. And he said, "What just happened?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" And I rewound it, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I missed that." I didn't say those words. I said, "Oh, I missed that part," and I missed it. So if it wasn't for my 11-year-old Logan, I would have missed that whole fucking part. So Antox just posted a picture of Cody's back. I've got to see this. Oh, look at that right shoulder blade. Look at his neck. That would be the one. Oh, dude. Oh, I wouldn't even. You couldn't even wear a shirt the next day with that shit, dude.
Now, Box, let me ask you: you think you could take that if they offered you a cool meal?
A cool meal? Oh, beat the shit out of me! Hell yeah, I could take 10 lashes for that shit.
Fucking, I'll heal.
Fuck yeah, for a meal? Oh my god! Absolutely, you could give me 10 lashes for that shit.
So you saying you got a high threshold for pain, huh?
I'll be all right. Bro, cluster headaches. I'm good. 100 times more painful than a migraine. I'm good, bro. I can take this. I'll just compare it the whole time. Smark, any more on this?
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to join you on that one. I've gotten my ass kicked for free before.
Yeah.
Well, I've my ass kicked for $1 million.
Yeah. Exactly. I've taken stupid beatings for free just because I drank too much. But anyway, I guess we're done with AEW. You spent a lot of time on AEW. I don't think we're going to spend as much time on Raw. I beg that we don't. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead. I don't know why Dean Yates is having a problem getting in our chat room and actually listening to the show. I hope no one else was having a problem and we're just dead air here. But obviously not, because everyone else Antox is listening to us. So anyway, man, that is are you guys looking at this picture of Cody's back, by the way?
Let me check it out.
Yeah. And by the way, that is the kind of the bonus of joining the chat room. You can come on in and join us at mixler.com/dirtsheetdudes. Definitely come on in, join the chat room. You can see pictures like this and be interactive with us too. You say something?
Dear God, like he's a fucking man and a half.
Oh.
It's almost like the only thing missing from the segment that would have put it over the top is if Dusty was here to see it.
Yeah, this is. I mean, those.
He would be proud of. That's my son out there. That's my that's my little dweem out there.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy, baby. Ooh, that's hard times right there, baby.
No. But seriously, like I've given Cody shit, but man, I'll never take away anything from his in-ring ability, because obviously guy's always been solid in the ring, and his toughness. I mean, every wrestler's tough for what they put their bodies through on a regular basis, but man. It's a certain kind of tough to take that type of whipping. Yeah, they take that kind of beating on national TV. Because I literally, with every lash, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Smark, you looking at that picture?
Yeah, it looks every bit as bad as I thought it would. It's just gross. Cheers to him for putting his body on the line like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I will go ahead and copy this, and this image address, and I will post this on our Facebook page, which is, guess what? Facebook.com/DirtSheetDudes. So check that out over there if you want to go ahead and check that out. Definitely like that page. Damn, 2 plugs. I'm getting Shaheen like tonight. Awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and jump to Raw a little bit here. Again, I want to spend minimal time on Raw, and really, I mean, it wasn't a bad show at all.
Enjoyed it.
Decent show.
Honestly, let's just pick out the highlights. We don't gotta go match by match.
Go ahead.
But I do want to give a special mention to that opening. That opening, honestly, man, was fucking fantastic. That was, to me, Pro Wrestling 101. They gave you a hook.
Yep.
It kind of like it was kind of interweaved throughout the course of the show. Like they made you have to stick around for Orton's response, and it was, like I said, it was masterfully done. Masterful troll job there from WWE. Good job. Good shit.
Good shit, pal. Definitely. I really liked that whole segment with Randy Orton coming on down. By the way, crowd, hot crowd, whole show. I definitely want to say this crowd was hot for the whole fucking show, man.
And honestly, WWE, to their credit, they gave him a show to be hot for. Like I said, this is one of those. I mean, Raw has been consistently good, at least for the month of January. We're in February. Raw has been consistently good, and I also want to point out, we need to keep tabs. Brock Lesnar has officially been on every Raw of 2020 so far. This is, I mean, I feel like he's going on a Goldberg level run here. Let's see how many Raws we can get this man on back to back to back to back.
Well, I guess when you're paying this guy as much as you want, I don't know. This might be a little telling that they're using up all their dates in 1 year, or so quick within the beginning of the year.
Hey, look, they got that Fox money, bro. You gotta understand, they got that Fox money, so they got a little more money to throw around. So I'm pretty sure, look, they got the money to throw around if they have to extend shit. And plus, at this point, Brock has proven he's a smart businessman. If you move the decimal point over a couple inches for him, guess what? He'll make an appearance. He might even throw in one.
Oh, decimal points matter. Absolutely. Definitely. But let's real quick just keep on this first little segment here with Randy Orton. I want you guys to just realize one thing. 2 weeks ago, the crowd loved Randy Orton. This whole smart-ass, kind of smarmy baby face. A week ago, they loved Randy Orton until the end of Raw. And this week, this crowd bought right into Randy Orton. They were booing him. They didn't let him speak. I fucking loved and Randy Orton just really knows how to pull the fucking asshole out of the crowd. I mean, they literally, and they were quiet for him a lot too, which was really good. Just not making any noise, just silent.
Because it's like they wanted to hear, like, why?
Yeah,
this was like his why, Randy, why, and like I said, there were once again a lot of layers to this because you felt like Randy was all. I feel like they're going to go the conflicted route with this one, at least initially.
Yeah,
where it's just like he didn't want to do it, but then they're going to tell a story of like he did it for Edge's own good. I guarantee you, at some point in the build up to whatever match they're going to have, you're going to get I did it for your own good, Edge.
I did it.
Like almost like an old yellow type of deal. Like you're washed up. You don't have it anymore. Just go home. Be a family man. Be a father to your children. Be a husband to your wife. Because I promise you, if we have this match, it's not going to end well for you. You're going to be worse off than you were 9 years ago. Or something along those lines. Yeah,
definitely. Yep, you're right. I definitely believe it'll happen. Smark, go ahead on that. DVH is just having a big problem on the app tonight. It's the app. What do you expect? You guys do realize that Mixer is out of London, right? Fucking London. So maybe there's something going on, and I don't know. Smart, go ahead. Randy Orton, what did you think of it?
I really liked the segment. I feel like it was a master class on how to play as a heel by Orton because he just had them in the palm of his hands and he milked it perfectly. It kind of reminded me of those segments that Jericho did when he came back where everybody was excited to hear what he had to say and he picked up the microphone and he just walked around and then didn't say anything and just left. Like it reminded me of that. I thought those were pretty cool. But yeah, that was a really good segment. Like cheers to Randy Orton. That was a really good job. Like we were saying before, it's a great troll move. And I like how they didn't just straight up have him give his reasons why, just right off the bat, and then just kind of spend it. Like they're actually keeping things, leaving you hanging on and wanting more, and that's really all you can ask for. So that's always good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Here, let me see here.
You know what that is?
Keep going, guys, because I'm just kind of typing here.
To Smark's point, to me, that's that Heyman influence. Like I said, he'll never have complete autonomy, old school throwback. He'll never have that type of control over the show, but he has enough control because Heyman has always been big on storytelling, the long-term build, the slow burn, taking your time week to week. I would say ECW was the best at that. I would say all the way up until about 99. If you watch every episode of ECW, from Eastern to Extreme, every episode bleeds into 1 week. Every episode bleeds into the next, and that's where we're at with Raw right now, on a different type of level. But if you notice, if you pay attention, each episode has been bleeding into the following week's show, and it's like they're slow burning story. They're actually taking their time with stories here, and it's a pleasure to see.
You never get. Yeah, I mean, you never get that nowadays with them. So it's actually surprising that they're actually letting shit build, and it's actually a satisfying build. It doesn't feel like it's taken forever to conclude. We were talking about the crowd being hot. Did anybody see that they were talking about potentially canceling the show because there was like a really bad snowstorm in the area?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, they were sure to put that over throughout the course of the show. The governor, the mayor wanted to shut stay off the road, and the WWE Universe said no, fuck that. Give us our wrestling, and they made it a point of showing like gratuitous crowd shot. Look how many people showed up for Raw. See, we are cool.
Look how many people wanted to endanger their lives and others' lives just to be out here tonight. Give it up for them, folks.
Yeah, and Drew even put him over for. I noticed Good Guy Drew put everybody over for coming out. Thanks for coming out in this blizzard, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't know how the fuck you want to get home. God bless, good luck getting home. Godspeed. But, thanks for coming out. Thanks for making TV look good.
Oh,
now, worst case scenario. Do you think they would? Because I remember it might have been 2000. It might have been like 5 years ago at this point. There was one snowstorm. I think it was a show in the Northeast that was so bad that they legitimately did have to cancel the show. And I remember it being like a fucking great episode of Raw. It was like basically did it from the studio. Yeah, that was a great show. You think they would have, if worst came to worst, they would have did that again? Because I remember that being like a particularly good episode of Raw. For one, because it was out of the ordinary. And they were forced to break from their routine of long ass promo, meaningless matches, nothing main event.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think I remember that show. What was, man, I can't remember. And it by the way, it looks like the app might be down for Mixler. Because it looks like only a couple people are having problems. And I apologize for that, but I can't do anything about that. Sorry. Let's see. What was some more quick little things we can talk about? We talked about Drew. Angel Garza made his debut on the show tonight.
And now
Monday
we understand why he dropped the title so quick.
Yes.
It's starting to make sense.
Yes, exactly. I do think it makes sense. And I do understand why they brought him up, especially with Andrade getting the suspension. And again, I never want to speculate on that suspension since I heard about the story with Jesus. Who was it? Epico?
It was Primo.
Primo, who couldn't get back to get the test done, and his paperwork didn't get in. So there's a lot of reasons you can fail this test, and it doesn't always mean you pop positive.
Yeah, might have took something that might have been laced with something that you didn't know.
No, it's
with
not
something that was
that.
on a ban list. You never know. I'm just throwing out different reasons.
I'm just saying, if you get a prescription one night and you don't get the paperwork in quick enough, and they test you, you're fucked. You're fucked. So a lot of things can happen. Trust me, I'm not going to sit here and call Andrade a fucking drug addict or anything, but there's a lot of reasons you can fail that particular quote unquote drug test.
We do know Charlotte has that protection. He's getting that protection pussy. Because he's being semi-protected. He's getting to keep his belt.
Yeah,
they're not burying him on TV. Like I said, I don't want to accuse nobody of anything. But
and by the way, Zelina Vega, my God.
Oh, 1,000%.
That's Aleister Black's girl, right? Jesus Christ, that demonic.
And can we point out because she was with Austin Aries for a little while, right?
I think so.
What a fucking idiot! How
my
the fuck
God,
you lay down with that every night and be miserable? Like Jesus. See, I would wake up. I would find every reason on the face of the planet to never be miserable.
And by the way,
if I'm waking up to that every day of my life.
Oh yeah, and you know that Austin Aries quit again. He literally jumped on the back of Mauro Ranallo and quit social media and claimed mental health issues. Wanted to get away from it.
And well, you know what? Good for him. Like I feel like more people should take that outlook. I mean,
I'm just.
I wouldn't necessarily say quit. That's like a little bit extreme. But if you feel like you need a break from it, just take a break. Stay in contact. Just make sure the people that need to be in contact with you stay in contact. Don't go completely dark on like your friends and your family, the real people, the people that you know in the real world. But the other shit, if you need a break from it, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, here's an idea. Don't announce it. I'm just saying. What do you think? I'm just saying. Why announce it?
Dude, it's right up there with the people that every time a WWE show is shitty or doesn't meet expectations, they'll do the screenshot of I'm canceling my network. Yeah, Vince McMahon gonna be in the pole house because of my $10. Like my one $10 payment is gonna cost. Well, then again, with the way the stocks is, Stock's been lately. It might be some merit to that. So let me check go.
And notice, by the way, notice that screenshot. That mouse cursor's in the same position every time. Just saying. I can download that too. But yeah. I mean, Angel Garza, though, again, great debut on Raw for him. I really think this was one of the better debuts that I've seen for a NXT talent. I mean, he was in there with Humberto Carrillo.
And they basically telling the story that him and Humberto was cousins.
Are they?
Like that.
Are they really?
No.
In real life, are they? I don't know.
That I don't know, but I know for the sake of the story, they did push that they were related.
Yeah, they and for all I know, they might be. I'm not going to look it up. Antox probably knows. They might be.
They do. They could pass for at least I don't know, maybe brothers, half brothers.
Well,
there are some similarities with the hair.
The hair, definitely the hair. But I mean, great little back and forth between these two, and then he goes to do the same thing that Humberto did to Andrade, pulls the mat, and then Ray comes down to save Humberto, and he gets in the ring with Ray, and damn if that wasn't a great fucking match between those two, man.
Yeah, man, like I said, Ray, this is what I mean. Like, I know Ray, like I said, he's a step slower. He may not be what he once was, but he's still good in the right scenario. As long as you don't have him out there on a week-to-week basis, I feel like Ray can still give you some magic. But it's just a matter in how you utilize him. If you have, because there was a point in time with Ray where they had him out there like every week, and I felt like it started to hurt his luster. But if you have him out there sporadically in storylines and matches that he can sink his teeth into, I feel like he can still give you gold. I just feel like he's almost like you got to treat Ray like you treat Edge at this point. Have him be a special attraction.
Right.
You only see him in key moments of the year, not like I said every week.
Yeah.
So like just think back, they kept Edge off of TV, because if this were a different point in time, they would have had Edge out there with a neck brace on, with a fucking pair of crutches, already set the challenge order to a match at WrestleMania or the next Saudi show.
Yeah.
The restraint they're showing right now, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic all the way around.
Yeah, definitely. Smark, what'd you think of the old Angel Garza debut there, buddy?
I was really surprised. Like he showed a lot of charisma in his NXT role, but like as a heel, he has full just range apparently just to go out, put on a great performance, because he was just a real great smarmy, cocky heel.
Yep.
Like, it was incredible. He did a really good job. I was really impressed. I've never really been like a super fan of his. He has talent. I can see that much, but I've never been like, oh my God, that guy's awesome. But he did a really good job.
Yeah.
We were talking about Vega, and for obvious reasons, she is just fantastic. But as an actual on-screen character, she does a really, really good job. Like, she's a really good talker. She plays her role pretty much perfectly.
Yeah.
And every aspect of that.
Yeah, I mean, her being as hot as she is definitely a bonus to her talent.
Oh, for sure.
She is a very talented woman out there. Again, her being as smoking hot as she is a definite bonus, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
The only negative I had about it was like, they're trying to make Angel out to be a big deal, and I understand that, and that's a good thing, obviously. But as soon as his entrance music came out, the other two guys were like kind of excited and kind of buzzing, and you just hear King go, well, "Who's that?" And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, you blew it already.
King had a JR moment.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But I mean, look, as far as NXT debuts, I think definitely one of the better ones. And I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy was in the ring with fucking Rey Mysterio, his first fucking debut. So, and that was his second match technically. So, yeah,
and
really
who
knows?
Good. And we might be getting a window. We might be getting a little preview of what to expect from WrestleMania. I can see a situation where they do Ray and Humberto against Andrade and Garza.
Yeah, I can see the same thing. And really, right now, if they keep Garza on, I think he's going to be a huge fucking star in that company. Huge star.
I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, I enjoyed the segment, the match. I mean, I really can't add much to what you guys said. You guys pretty much said it all for me. But what do you guys think? Once the Ray and Andrade thing kind of runs its course, as far as his involvement with it, what do you see as his ceiling? Considering the fact that Raw has been on like a solid roll in terms of show. I mean, hell, they successfully rehabbed the career of Buddy Murphy. They got him relevant.
True.
Aleister Black, they're getting there with Aleister Black. I mean, still some rough around the edges. They're still a little rough around the edges with him, but they're getting there with him. I actually, before, if it were 6 months ago to a year, I'd be like, this guy's ceiling is very low. That he'll be in catering within 6 months. But I actually have a little bit of confidence because they debuted him hot. Now it's just a matter of keeping up the momentum because the guy obviously, unlike Andrade, he speaks perfect English and he motes well.
Here's my problem. What happens in 30 days when Andrade comes back?
Tag team?
Really? Oh, smart. My ears.
Not even tag team. Maybe make a. I mean,
I don't know. A stable.
Maybe make it like a faction. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the trademark is. Bring the LWO back.
Oh shit! You know what? And that's what makes me a little curious about this whole storyline. What happens in 30 days? What happens when Andrade comes back? I think that'll be an even more. Just like that'll add to the dynamic of this whole storyline right now. But
if I'm, I'll put it to you like this: if I'm Garza at this point, I'm making sure all of my shit is on point. I'm making it hard for them to not deny me at that point, so that by the time Andrade comes back, because 30 days it'll fly by quick, but there's still a lot of television time that he's going to be getting in between now and when Andrade comes back. So I feel like as long as Garza continues to hit him out of the park like he did this past Monday, and as long as the creative and the booking is there to support what he's doing, I feel like he's going to make it impossible for them to ignore him, to put him on the back burner. To me, it's to steal a quote from JR. Got to maximize your minutes. Every time you got that red light on, every time you got that camera on you, make it count.
Yep, definitely.
So I feel like it's on him to sink or swim at this point, and also creative has to be there to support him.
Well, he definitely made it count this week, and we'll see what happens next week with Angel Garza. But Rhea Ripley was on Raw, kind of challenging Charlotte a little bit, and Charlotte's words to her were, "Woo!" What do you think of that, guys? Give me like 30 seconds. Go ahead and do the Charlotte Rhea thing, and I'll be right back.
Well, it shakes things up a little bit. I mean, I feel like they still could have gotten to this point without giving Charlotte the win at the Rumble. They still could have had her and Ripley had the same face-off. The same thing could have been accomplished. So I'm not going to I still stand by the fact that it was a wasted win for Charlotte, a wasted accolade. Because it makes it seem like her character is just more concerned about checking things off of her checklist versus actually trying to make it mean something. But overall, I did enjoy this segment because it's giving us a fresh match, something we haven't seen before. What you got on this, Mark?
I kind of feel like kind of the opposite of what you were saying. Like, I do agree that they could have had somebody else win the Rumble, but I feel like somebody who, and she listed all the things she accomplished, somebody who has accomplished as much as she's accomplished, for her to then want to go after the NXT belt, presumably, like that's going to make it actually seem like it matters even more. Somebody that won the Rumble, somebody that accomplished what she's accomplished, and that they're actually making it or trying their best to make it look like it's on par with the other two belts, the Raw belt, the SmackDown belt, and they're trying to make NXT look as credible as a brand as the other two are. So I feel like that was a good step for them. Like you said, they could have probably gotten to that avenue elsewhere. They could have taken a different route to get there. But it is what it is. They did what they did. And I feel like they're making the best of that situation, at least. And I will also say, for what it's worth, Charlotte did some top-level sign point during that segment. She pointed to that sign she fucking almost discoed it with that arm swing that she did. Like, that was phenomenal sign pointing.
Now, Box, and I mean, I'm gonna throw this to you, Spark. You can jump in if you need to, but Box, you're always big on like the business aspect of things. You like to look at things from a business perspective, right? Now, as annoying as it is, do you think that it's actually clever marketing at this point to just constantly hammer home WrestleMania? I mean, even people that don't watch wrestling know what WrestleMania is. So what do you stand on? Do you think that it's clever marketing on their part to kind of like hammer home what's coming up? Or do you think they could stand a scale back on it?
It's kind of a tradition at this point to do this with them. This is kind of what they do. They always point at the sign on the road to WrestleMania. I don't see a problem with doing what they're doing, to be honest with you. I really don't. I know everyone knows when it is, what it is. We're wrestling fans. We know. Yeah. But at this point, I find it just to be a tradition and something to fucking joke about. So
yeah, that's where I stand. Like, I mean, like I remember at one point people were doing the memes. I actually might try to do it this year, where like they're taking pictures of themselves pointing at different signs. Yeah, you know what that means. You know what's coming up, right? you just pick a random sign in your area of the world, take a picture of it. I mean, look, it's a fun thing to me, but I know a lot of people like kind of take issue with it. Why do they have to point at the fucking sign? Like, dude, it's wrestling. It's WrestleMania. It's a little fun thing at this point. Yeah, it can be a little hokey. Yeah. Especially when you got fucking Zack Ryder pointing at the sign like he's actually gonna have a WrestleMania moment. Yeah, it's kind of goofy, but no, at this point, like you said, Box, it's just tradition. It's a fun little thing.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm not sure that we're actually still. I mean, I know we're recording, but I'm not sure if we're live anymore. I don't know what's going on.
Is this going to be like another Take Two type of episode where it's like...
I don't think so, but...
Stay tuned for the second half.
I don't think so, but it seems like Mixler is having an issue. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully this episode doesn't turn out to be just us three listening to each other talk. Hopefully it records, because it is recording, so we will find out. But...
maybe Box, is this going to be an episode where you have to actually go back and listen? Like, is this suitable for public consumption? Can I ever release this episode?
It shouldn't be. I think Mixler itself is having a problem, but I don't know where it is, and we'll figure it out from there. I'll figure it out after the show ends. But
so I guess we kind of gave our thoughts on Rhea Charlotte. What do you stand on it? Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah.
Against it? For it? What do you think?
I'm actually looking forward to it, even though I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan in the world. I think she's a little overrated, but that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But I'm definitely looking forward to the match. I think that would actually be, if that's the way they decide to go, I think that would actually be the better of the three matches. I mean, we've seen every other match. Why not do this? This would be a great fucking thing for both women. And, I mean, let's face it, it would really put Rhea Ripley on the map. So I don't see why they wouldn't do this. I think this would be a great idea. And I'm definitely, if they do this, I would definitely look forward to this match.
Yeah, and it would put Rhea, just to be competitive with somebody like Charlotte, with all of these accolades they've given her. But I would hope that they would have the foresight to give Rhea the win. I don't care if Charlotte, gets her win back at SummerSlam or another show. It could be the next night on Raw. But that initial match, I feel like if they do go that route, the win needs to go to Rhea. Because you figure Charlotte is at that point now where she can absorb a loss. I know a lot of people, Dickie Graves over there. Charlotte's been undermined. She had this, that. No, fuck that. Charlotte is bulletproof at this point. I feel like she lost the next 1,000 matches. She would still be cool, right? Because they've given her so much. So I feel like if they do go that route, I hope they kind of like learn from the mistake of having Charlotte be the one to end Asuka's streak, because I really feel like if you go back, Asuka was never quite the same, and it took them a while to get her back on track after they had Charlotte be the one to end the streak. So I hope they kind of learn from that mistake and not, like I said, would a loss to Charlotte fuck up Rhea's career? Absolutely not. Not saying that, but it'll definitely derail the momentum she has going right now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like right now, for as much talent they have on payroll, they need more over talent. They've never had more talent, but the problem is how much of that talent is actually over. Right. So I feel like anybody that's over, they need to kind of like latch on to. And that kind of ties into another thing that I wanted to get into real quick. Since we're talking about talent, fresh talent, what do you guys think about the signings of Timothy Thatcher and Killer Kross? Because a lot of people seem to be super high on Killer Kross.
Yeah, and a lot of people are upset that he didn't go to AEW.
Hey, look, that's going to be a thing. Fuck you. Look, at the end of the day, look, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. I mean, like, fuck. I mean, is that so fucking wrong? Like, you can't. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if people aren't basing their decisions, their life decisions, their decisions for themselves and their family based on what wrestling fans want. You know, WWE's offering me more, but people really want me to go to AEW, so I'll go there. You know, at the end of the day, it's a personal decision. Mm-hmm. You got to do what's best for you. Got to, in the words of Booker T, take the damn money.
Yeah. I told you, man. Booker knows that check's got to clear.
Man, I might have to start listening to Booker T podcast because, man, the clips I be seeing on YouTube, he be dropping some gems.
Every now and then, man. Every now and then. Smart. What you got over there?
I mean, I do not blame him at all for wanting to go to WWE instead of AEW.
Right.
Because he has an investment to look after. Like, that's all I'm going to say about that. I would much rather spend a lot of time on the road with my incredibly attractive girlfriend who's also under contract than fucking be hanging out with AEW fans. Like, mm-hmm. I don't blame him at all. He's got a really high ceiling, I think. He's got a lot of potential. I could see them doing big things with him. Because he just has a good look. He's got a good build. He's a pretty good promo guy, pretty good wrestler. Just all around. Not really a lot of weak area in terms of his game.
No.
By the way, we're talking about Killer Kross, folks. Killer Kross.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Kick Butt Cross in NXT.
Nah. And they've been scouting him for a very long time. They were scouting him WrestleMania weekend last year.
They're not going to let him use Killer. It's going to be Kick Butt Cross, I'm telling you.
Or they can just call him Cross.
That's probably what they'll do. Cross with a K. Kevin Cross. There you go, Antox. Is that his real name? Probably is.
Chris Cross, and he can come out to jump.
Oh, shit. He can turn his clothes around? No. I mean, fuck those little pricks.
They won't do that, but I personally think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Nah, fuck those. Screw those little pricks. Fuck those little pricks. Fuck them.
Rest in peace to one of them, by the way. You know.
By the way, I literally almost got into a fight with those guys when I was a teenager.
Well, yeah, we got to see. I want to actually hear that. We're going to say that for a different show.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Me and about 30 other guys almost got into a fight with those guys when we were teenagers.
Yes, I so want to hear this story, but I know Pox has an early day tomorrow, so
I can't get into it.
We'll put that on the back burner. But
I can't.
I'm going to hold you to that box. Whether it's this show, the movie, you're going to tell the Chris Cross story on air.
I will one day. I will. I promise.
Smart.
I promise.
Smart.
You said you and about 30 other people were about to get into a fight with them?
Oh, dude, Are
you implying that Chris Cross was about to get jumped?
Oh, absolutely. They're about to get their asses kicked. The whole club was about to beat the shit out of them because of what happened. But we'll get into that another night. But they really wanted to fight me and like 3 other guys. But another night. I guess we can skip this whole. By the way, are we done with that whole thing? Are we?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I was going to skip the Natalya versus Asuka thing, but it actually can't be skipped because after this match, there was a setup for the title match with Becky and Asuka.
Now, did you actually watch this match, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm surprised the skip then, or the desire to want to skip it, because it seemed like it was a pretty fucking intense match, especially if you consider the fact that they don't really have any previous animosity. Like, they haven't feuded before. But they were, like, laying shit in, and if you were, like, watching it, like, they were laying shit in for real. So it looked really fun to watch. Yeah,
Natalya look, man, she's an underrated as far as I'm concerned, man. She's really good. I don't know if her crazy cat lady vibe is why they don't push her, but I don't know, man.
No, she's talented. Like the knock on Natalya has always been, look, fantastic in the ring, but she's kind of like, I don't know. For some reason, I picture her being like Sami Zayn with tits. Like she could be annoying backstage. I get the sense that she's kind of like pushy behind the scenes, and they kind of like, because if you know, look at some of the characters they have her played over the years. She's been a girl. She's been a chick that farts. Mm-hmm. She's been like the annoying wife. Yeah. To the point where her husband has to have on headphones at every waking moment because he doesn't have the strength to listen to her. Yeah, he doesn't have the desire to want to hear. So I get that kind of vibe. They kind of like put her in these positions because, like, they think she's annoying behind the scenes. But they'll take advantage of her talent when they need it. You'll always know when they want to get somebody over because they'll give her a strong 1 month push. Well, they'll start. I mean, even worse than a Ziggler, like she'll go months without anything. Well, whenever they want to heat her up for something, they'll heat her up and then I'll cool her back off.
Number one, they'll do that. Number two, they have no problem exploiting her father whenever they get a chance. I would never sit here and say that WWE has no morals, but they will exploit her father anytime they have a chance. So I guess I am saying WWE has no morals.
Dude, the basis of a Sasha Banks turn heel turn was your daddy's in hell.
In hell. Exactly.
I mean, I can't remember. It's been months at this point. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but she said something along those lines.
She said, "Say hello to your father in hell."
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Damn, Box, look at the memory on you, bro.
The weed just, it's short-term memory, not long-term.
Yeah, and that's a fairly recent angle. So yeah, it's not like it's like 20 years ago. So yeah,
right. You know, it's long-term is good, short-term not so much.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Smart. I'm sorry.
I didn't know if anybody else picked up on this. There was a part in this match where she was being very loud towards Asuka. Like, there was a part, like, right about the middle. They did a spot where she had Asuka in a submission. Asuka, like, kicked her in the face to get out of the submission. Then she was working over Asuka again, and she kicked her in the back, and they ended up, like, breaking up the spot. And you just hear Natty go, "All right, let's go, bitch. You want to shoot on me? You want to shoot on me?" And I was like, oh, shit. Like, are we about to get, like, a for real situation going on?
Oh,
like,
shit.
Did anyone else catch that?
That makes Natty even hotter to me. I didn't catch that, but that makes Natty a little hotter to me. I like that.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch this now. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked up on it being stiff, but I don't remember that part exactly.
Yeah.
You just hear, "Let's go, bitch. You want to shoot on me?" And I'm like, "Ooh, are we about to really get a situation here?"
Yeah.
And then later on in the match, Asuka kicked her square in the fucking face. And if you see, there's photos out. She has a really, really fucking big, like, black eye / shiner on her face where she got kicked. Huh. Like, I could post a picture in the chat room. She got up.
Damn. Nice, man. Dina's saying that
I honestly encourage you to go back and watch that.
I will.
That was, like, knowing what you know, it is fucking crazy.
I will check that out again. Dina's asking if Kairi Sane's punches have always been that bad. I'm not sure. I got to be honest. Or is it the concussion? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Anyone notice a difference in her punches this week?
Not really.
No, I didn't notice.
Probably a little bit of a point we don't pay attention, but all right. But yeah, that did set up the title match. Becky came out, cut the usual mo, and it did set up a match with title match with Asuka. So looking forward to that too. Actually, Becky and Asuka should be a damn good match. Honestly, that will be a good match. But I guess we can go ahead and get to this main event. The main event was Rollins versus Ricochet versus Lashley. And I got to tell you guys something. Never in my life did I thought I'd be rooting for Bobby Lashley in this match.
Yeah.
And then there I was going, why isn't Bobby winning this? Hey, Bob. Bobby, why aren't you winning this, buddy?
It's sad. I mean, it's like it has to be. I don't know. It has to be a personal thing at this point because I feel like Bob, and the whole thing is Lashley wants the match. I don't even think he cares whether he wins or loses. He just wants the match with Lashley since he wants the match with Lesnar, I should say, because he knows they're never going to do the MMA thing at this point. And honestly, when you think about it, it's the type of match. Maybe it's because Vince didn't. It's not his creation. It's not the match that he I don't know, for whatever reason he just doesn't want to do this match, but you figure it's the type of match he would cream himself over. Two big jacked up dudes just beating the dog shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching some clips of Lashley back in TNA earlier, going down that YouTube rabbit hole. And he had some moments of brilliance in TNA when they had him on like the Monster Run. We had all the belts. Like I said, I wasn't a regular watcher of TNA at that point, but I did catch a few different points of it. And what I did see of Lashley, I mean, he wasn't like lighting the world on fire promo-wise or anything like that, but I gotta say, I don't know who was booking in TNA at the time, but they got it right with him in terms of how to present him. They just presented him as a badass, and he just ran through everybody.
And I like
literally.
And his music was better. His TNA music was better. That engine revving, for some reason, fit Bobby Lashley perfectly. So I like his TNA entrance better. I do. Oh, Smark is posting a fort. Yeah, that site looks weird, but I'll click it anyway. Smark, you're not posting some like weird. Anyway, let me look. I'll look.
Now, I guess real quick to kind of backtrack because I guess it kind of ties in. I'm not sure how accurate it is.
Oh.
The elimination match with Owens, basically Owens against the world, against fucking Murphy and Authors of Pain.
Yes.
What do you guys think about the I guess the apparently Samoa Joe getting popped? Like the fuck was he on? Like what kind of like I didn't know Wendy's made steroids. I mean, all jokes aside, though, you guys buy this, or do you think guys are taking extreme lengths not to go to Saudi Arabia? It's just weird to me that of all people, fail a drug test, Mo Joe getting popped for shit now. Like, this one kind of caught me off guard.
I got to tell you something. I only saw that on Ringside News. Was that true? I swear to God, the only website I saw posting that was Ringside News.
I can't remember. It wasn't Ringside News where I saw it. It wasn't like a PWI. It wasn't one of the major ones. But the story's been kind of shared enough. Like I'm like, do you guys think it's any type of truth to it, or do you think it's just a bullshit rumor?
Let me see here. I'm going to. Okay, first of all, I just went to. All right, Wrestling Inc. Rumor killer on WWE suspending Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Clarification on rumor about WWE. No, he has not been suspended.
Oh, cool.
From what I'm reading, no. But there is supposedly a big round of suspensions coming up soon, according to a lot of the websites, for drug tests. I don't know if they're just testing everybody or something. But no. Every website I'm reading right now, even Ringside News says conflicting report on Samoa Joe's WWE suspension. So If Ringside News even puts up a conflicting report, I might actually believe it. That's the one thing I might believe from Ringside News. But Bleacher Report says no. Wrestling Inc. says no. E-Wrestling News says he's not suspended. Mandatory, which is 411 Mania, not suspended. I think we're good. I don't think he's suspended. I think it's bullshit.
Cool.
Yeah. And WWE would confirm it if it was true, honestly. So there we go on that. What was your question, Anthony?
Oh no, I was like, as far as
bullshit.
Bullshit on that. As a match, what'd you think of it? Because I actually enjoyed it.
It was actually a good match. I actually enjoyed the whole match. I don't know, man.
And this is the match that, honestly, I only brought it up because I feel like this is the match that really showed me that there really is some influence. Paul Heyman it's like somebody has finally gotten through the Vince, because I feel like in another era, in another time, Kevin Owens as the babyface would have powered through and won the whole match on his own, Roman Reigns style.
Yeah.
Because that's been like, that's traditionally always been, WWE likes to have their baby faces be super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Hogan, go back to whether it's Hogan, whether it's Warrior, Macho Man when he was a face, you're a world beater if you're a baby face in WWF or WWE.
Right.
The fact that they gave him a couple of eliminations that he had to struggle through, and just as he's about to pull off the miracle, he kind of like I said, he just missed it to me, which will help him get over more in the long run.
Right.
Because if you're looking at it from a realistic standpoint, I don't care how badass you are, one motherfucker versus three should never be one. You're never going to see one man on his own beating the ass of the three men. He might get one, maybe two, but eventually the odds are going to catch up to him.
Right.
Real life, fake life, it don't matter. One man should not be beating three.
No, but I did like the story the match told, the whole underdog story, and wasn't crazy about the way they took out Viking Raiders.
Yeah, like that was a rough. I mean, I know it probably like I said, it probably was selling for the purpose of the match, but I don't know. You think it looked like he legit twisted something or fucked something up?
Nah, they weren't hurt.
You don't think so? It was for the match?
That was all for the match. That was all for the match right there. And it was. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't good, but those guys getting hurt, they're fucking big guys, and not being able to just fucking work through it. I wasn't crazy about it.
It bothered you a little bit?
I think it actually hurt Viking Raiders more than it pumped up Joe. I think it might have actually hurt the Viking Raiders just a little bit. I could be wrong, but that's where I'm at on it. Smart? Anything? Is Smart there?
I see the avatar.
He is gone. Again, he's got some storms going on out there.
Stay safe, Smart.
There you go. He'll be back. He's back already. See? Fucking 10 seconds, not even. Smart, did you hear any of that?
Well, I heard you guys discussing the triple threat, or not the triple threat, six-man.
Six-man. There you go.
Yeah. Any thoughts on it? We kind of backtracked because it was a good match on the show.
I thought it was a good match. Like we were talking about, I forgot who it was that was mentioned in that, but not making Owens be super strong. Like actually making him look credible. Like he got the 2 wins, but he didn't win the whole match all on his own. Like I feel like everybody comes out looking good in that situation because you put over Authors of Pain and all that. You put over Owens. Everybody looks good. Nobody looks like a giant idiot. And sometimes that can definitely be the case, especially like how you guys were saying with the baby faces, where they always make them out to be, super Cena, super Reigns, Hogan, all that, So I was glad that they actually like made it look actual passable, believable. That was good. I liked it. It was a good match, like you guys said. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will be remiss, I guess, real quick, so we can kind of wrap up Raw with the main event talk, because there really wasn't anything else. I gotta give a big time kudos to fucking Drew McIntyre. If for no other reason, he said, "Oh Mojo, I forgot you were there." He's cutting the promo. We should have mentioned this at the top. Like, he's cutting this great promo. Thank you guys for braving the weather. Sincerely appreciate you. Don't worry, Mojo. By the time I put this microphone down, 1, 2, 3. I promise you that. And then he's going on with his promo. Then he looks back at, oh, Mojo, I forgot you were there. Like, who the fuck knew Drew McIntyre had this type of I won't say promo ability, but just charisma. God damn. And the fact that he put the mic down and 1, 2, 3. Fucking fantastic. So that kind of like sums up what they honestly think of Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
It's really odd to see it, and I said this last week, it's odd to see a guy who is so much better and can connect with the audience as a babyface and can't as a heel. It's weird. And it's an odd dynamic, but Drew seems to have it. The crowd connects with him as this babyface character. They like him as a good guy, and it's just like they don't. It's almost like they don't want to hate him.
I don't know, because I feel like you go off of vibes, and I kind of go off of vibes with people, and I feel like I said, never having met Drew, he comes across as a genuinely good guy. And I guess like when he's a heel, not to say that obviously being that big, it's hard not to be convincing. but like when you hear him like on interviews, especially like the post match that he did after the Rumble this year, that he didn't come across as like a fake. Right. Like he was just acting for the cameras. Mm-hmm. That guy, he feels like a guy that was genuinely grateful. Like when he hugs Vince and like, thank you. Like I said, a lot of times when they don't do those backstage segments, people walking up to Vince, shaking his hand, it just feels like that's just for the purposes of TV and whatever they're trying to push, promote. But with the McIntyre stuff, everything about it just felt genuine. And mainly because here's a guy who literally, he came in hot. Right. He came in with an incredible amount of pressure on him. I mean, like Vince McMahon himself comes out on television. This guy's going to be a future world champion. And he has a bit of a solid run, but then he runs into his wife, literally, at least her fist. And then all of his momentum is completely derailed. They treat him like a joke. And then eventually they say, look, you got to leave. You got to go for a while. You got to, and then they give him his walking papers. He goes out on his own, works hard, works any and everywhere that he can. He gets himself into incredible shape, builds up a nice little repertoire of moves, a nice little resume on the indies, and literally they bring him back, and he at a time when he didn't even think he was going to be brought back. Mm-hmm. He thought he was just going down there for a meeting. Next thing you know, he signed.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you actually know his story and what he went through, I feel like that makes it hard to boot a guy.
Right.
Because I feel like, in this age, in this internet age, everybody knows everything about everybody, even more so than they did back in the day. So I feel like knowing his story, it's hard to boo a guy like that who literally worked himself up from the bottom to the top. It really is the truest form of a rags to riches story in wrestling, at least in modern times.
Right. Smart. Wrap it up on that.
I will say I like the segment, but it was a little bit of a missed opportunity. I feel like they should have had him just beat what's his name? I just completely forgot his name. The guy
Riddick Moss?
Fuck, I forgot.
Is it Riddick Moss? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about
they should have just had him wrestle that match while he was cutting the promo and just pinned him.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it was Mojo in the ring. I agree. They should have. They should just fucking beat his ass that fast. All right. Well, fuck it. That's Raw. That's AEW. Honestly, guys, I think we should just do this little Booker T thing, and then we'll get on out of here.
Box, no thoughts on the match of the century between Brock and Ricochet?
Yeah, that
it'll be a fantastic match because Ricochet will bump his ass off. But right. Once again, that's a guy I've never seen a guy so awkward on the fucking mic. I mean, Jesus, and it's not like he hadn't been wrestling for a long ass time. He hadn't been around this shit for a long time.
Yeah, but he's even admitted he's not a promo guy, which is why I'm wondering why WWE would keep putting. It's almost like they're forcing him. Do promos. You've got to get better. You've got to get better. Listen, you want a guy to get better, keep him in the fucking kitchen and train him. Don't let him out of the kitchen. I know we bring up food a lot on this show, but that's basically one of the analogy I'm bringing up. Don't let the guy out of the kitchen until he's ready. Otherwise, someone's going to send it back.
Even in his I like how basically even in his promo, he kind of admitted that he wasn't shit. Because he was like, well, I don't have the muscles like Lashley, and I don't have the backing force like Rollins does, but what I do have is I try hard. I'm determined.
Yeah. He literally said,
"You got fucking nothing."
Yeah, he literally said you would never see a guy like me in the title match, and it's like, well, now I don't want to see you there. And
the thing about me is I'm not marketable for a main event push.
Yeah, and like I said,
why did you say that?
I know. Like I said, I never thought I'd sit there and see myself being like, man, the right guy to win this match is Lashley. I'm rooting for Lashley. What the fuck is wrong with me?
His promo was actually good though. Like it was the most like realistic. Because he was like, I really don't want to talk about the fucking Lana thing again this week. I just want to go out and wrestle. I want to try to win this match.
Right.
Go.
And on that, it looks like they're trying to not quietly, but carefully and slowly move Lana and Bobby Lashley in different directions.
Yeah, all I gotta say to that is poor Rusev, because once they totally pull a plug on this storyline, it's back to fucking obscurity for that guy.
Back to catering.
He'll be fine in New Japan.
No, there you go. All right, so I think we fucking nailed Raw, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, so like I said, let's get into this Booker T thing a little bit. Unless Antox has anything that we forgot on Raw. Let's see, Antox. Did we forget anything that you want to talk about? Okay, in that case, since he's not answering just yet, I guess we can get a little bit into this Booker T thing where Anthony keeps trying to bait us into believing this whole thing that
no,
that the Revival is going to actually leave WWE, and that they've turned down contracts. I really don't believe that either.
No, but I guess real quick, I don't know if you guys, either one of you, had a chance to listen to this clip. I mean, obviously Booker added some humor to it, but if you really dissect what he was saying, he made a lot of sense, and it's not even all about the money per se, and like having go, like he's very much supportive to kind of like summarize what he was talking about, and we're gonna play a little bit of it, but to summarize his general point, it's basically like, look, it's nothing wrong with having goals and being young and being hungry, but at the same time, you got to be realistic that the wrestling thing, literally, it could end like that,
right? At
any moment, any time, and the whole purpose is to make as much as you can while you can. Mm-hmm. Like he said, when I first got in the business, and like I'm 25, I'm young in the business, I'm getting to travel to places that I never would have thought imaginable. But if they had told me, like, look, I'm gonna give you $15 million to do, to wrestle every now and then, to sit at home, whatever, I could go to all them places anyway. Like true, and not destroy my body, like, so that's the crux of what he was saying. Like, you could be creatively stuck, because you got to figure with each bump, if you want to be out there night in and night out, you're doing damage to your body. Night in and night out, night in and night out. And it's like whatever dollar figure WWE owed them, I can guarantee you they're not going to make that money anywhere else, or not close to, because you have to look at it like other places have to make a return on their investment. WWE has fuck money.
Yeah.
They can afford to pay, even if you're not worth the money, they have the money to give you just to keep you from going other places. But I can't picture an AEW or even a New Japan spending that type of money on the Revival. As good as they are as a team, they're not going to make that money back.
Right.
So I can't see another company that has any type of business sense saying, yeah, we're going to pay these guys $500,000. we're going to pay these guys 6-7 figures. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Nobody else is going. WWE's not going to make their money back on a fucking revival.
No.
Even if they're booking with 100% perfect, they're not going to make a return on what they're paying these guys.
No.
Bottom line.
No. All right, let's get into a little bit of this audio here from Booker T and Brad Gilmore. Not quite sure who this Brad Gilmore guy is, but this is who Booker T has on his podcast, which is called The Hall of Fame, if you're looking for it. Here we go.
Turned down 700,000.
Oh, each
a piece. That's a lot of money, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this guy's got something up his sleeves, but if I can give him any advice, I said take the money, take what's behind doing number one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Really?
No, because business ain't promised you tomorrow, as well as I'm speaking. Personal experience only. You know, if they came to me and said, "Hey, Book, we're gonna give you $1 million a year. All right, you ain't gonna win no titles." Okay, all right.
A little TV time.
We'll get you some TV time. You know, we're gonna give you a 15-year contract. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Okay, well, hold on though. Hold on. In the defense of the revival, but
basically what he's saying is that check's got to clear, brother. That check's got to clear.
But how has this not been a show name yet? That check's got to clear.
I think this might be it right now. The check's got to clear. It's what Booker is saying. The check's got to clear. I don't care. They can hand you a check. It's still right, Smark?
That's right.
That's
exactly.
right. You got to clear. You got to clear that check. Anyway, that was right into it. I'm going to play more. This is this Brad Gilmore guy talking. Here we go.
what if this is Booker T, right as you're starting your singles career? You come out, WCW, Nitro, people are raising the roof, right? You go, you win the world title, then you jump over to WWE. You're the world champion, United States champion, at the prime of your career, the hottest that you've ever been. And they give you that contract and say, but we're not going to use you much. You would still take that?
They're going to give me they're going to give me $1 million a year for 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about no titles, man. I don't care about that. I'm going to get.
So I mean, I guess it comes down: are you in the business to provide a living for your family? Or are you in for the legacy? Right? Is that what it comes down to?
The legacy and all that is okay. All right.
Right.
Just say if I had the choice of just getting the money and not working, I'm taking the money.
Okay. Real quick. I want to... This is where Booker's head is at. Because the guy just said, is it between your legacy or working for your family? He just said my legacy is okay. So Booker T is thinking as a guy who's been in the business for as long as he is. He's established. He's got a name. He's got everything already going for him. He doesn't need what a lot of these younger guys want. Yeah. So Booker is right now, literally, I don't know if he knew he did it, but he kind of just separated himself from what the revival is going through. I don't know if you really... Am I wrong in that assumption?
No, I see what you're saying, but let me ask you this, though. Do you think that, like I said, obviously Booker's established now, very much established, so he doesn't need the accolades anymore. Like, he's like, I didn't have my career, I didn't have my run, I'm good.
Right.
But hypothetically speaking, do you think that fucking Booker T back in his prime when he was working his way up the ladder would feel the same way? Or do you think he would be on more of the side of the revival? Because he's basically saying, like, take the money.
Right.
But I'm kind of wondering, like, if this is before he had a wife and kids and all that stuff.
Exactly.
And he was just like the starving artist. I wonder if he would feel the same way.
Exactly. You see, that's exactly what I'm saying, actually. And I'll get Smark on here in a minute. But that's exactly what I'm saying. He's the established guy. And he just separated himself by saying that, oh, my legacy is fine. Their legacy might not be. So he literally just separated himself. And married or not, and I see Anton's bringing that point up, married or not, that that really isn't the point. But if your legacy is established, yeah, you might make different decisions because you've got money in them. These guys might not have as much money in the bank. Their legacy isn't established. They might want to go out and make their legacy a little more. So I'm not quite sure Booker T is completely on, and yeah, he might have thought differently when he was younger. He definitely might have. He might have seen, let's face it, he probably did, because he did leave WCW for WWE. Or did he get? Wait a minute. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. He got bought in the buyout. I apologize.
Yeah,
I caught it before I fucking finished.
On his contract, yeah.
I caught it before I finished. Yeah. So even then, but again, he was still established by then. Revival.
Yeah. Even if he never went to WWE, he still would have had a solid career. Up to that point.
Revival, not so established. And there is options out there, and guys are making more money on the indies than they used to. And but I'm not gonna say I don't agree with Booker T. Take the money.
Yeah, and plus, like I say, and I hear that people have been throwing that around a lot. People are making more money, and this is true. There's money to be made for sure, but not everybody's going to make the same money because everybody's not the fucking same. Yeah, the Ascension they were on WWE TV for a long time, but I guarantee you they probably not making that type of money on the indies. Initially, because of the aura of WWE, because WWE doesn't release a lot of people anymore. I'm pretty sure initially they probably got a nice little bump, but I can tell you they're not going to be making that type of money on a consistent basis. So it's like you gotta figure, like, I understand people have their favorites that they want to see pushed, they want to see in better positions, but you got to figure there's only so much money to be made on the indies. Like, they can only afford to pay so many people. And you got to figure, like, just say like a show, a company like GCW or MCW out in Maryland. They consistently sell out already on their own. And I'm pretty sure these indies have a budget. Like, they'll bring in like one name talent, and then let's just say their budget is like $1,700, and they'll have like the Rock and Roll Express, who probably are worth half of that. Do you honestly think they're going to break the bank to bring in the Revival or the Ascension?
No, and that's another point. Smart. Let me ask you a question. Is it guaranteed that if the Revival did leave WWE, that they would go to an AEW or some company like that? Is there a guarantee? Do you think those guys are guaranteed sweep ups for somebody?
I mean, guaranteed? No,
right.
Nothing's guaranteed. I feel like they'd get offers from those people. Like, if I had to guess, I would say yes. But I mean, I think you're trying to lead to, like, you have guaranteed money versus they probably will offer us something, but we don't know that 100% sure. Like, there is a layer of uncertainty to that point.
Especially with AEW having a pretty established tag team division already. And I know they've only been around for a few months, but their tag team division's very good, very established. Not that they couldn't use another one, but there's no guarantees in life. There isn't. Especially, there's no guarantees in life for one person, especially two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. They might like one guy better than the other. You never know. There's a lot of fucking layers. Like Anthony said earlier, layers.
A lot of layers. Exactly.
A lot of layers.
And I guess real quick, I don't want to forget this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry about
No, go ahead.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know AEW recently got the extension from TNT, and that's all well and good. But you still gotta figure there still is a young company that's being funded by the Khan family, right. And I know the Khan family have a shit ton of money, but we still don't know their threshold in terms of how much they're willing to lose. Like the McMahon family, we know they're in this for the long game.
Right.
They've been in this for a long enough time to where they've kind of weathered the storm. They weathered many storms.
Mm-hmm.
AEW at the end of the day is still being funded by is a vanity project for Tony Khan. But the minute his parents, his father specifically, say, you know what, son, this wrestling thing, I'm glad you like it and all that, and you have some fun with it, but it's not really looking good on my books, so we're gonna have to pull the plug. And you got to figure, like, just being a good businessman. These guys have been shit on, and they're a talented team, and their booking is not their fault. I understand all that. But these guys have still been made to look like a fool on WWE TV for months upon months upon months at this point. So hypothetically, say they get their wish and they're released, they're let go. What are you getting if you're AEW or if you're GCW or for an indie? Yeah, you got the WWE exposure, but not all exposure is good exposure.
Right. And
yeah, you had some good matches on NXT, but that's a small fraction of the people that actually watch WWE as a whole. They're not going to remember. They're not necessarily going to remember the shit that you did on NXT, but they'll remember you getting jobbed out to the New Day month after month. They'll remember the goofy segments that WWE had you doing.
Right.
That's what they'll remember.
Yeah.
So, like I said, not all exposure is good exposure. So if you're AEW, you're going to have to weigh that. Like, do we really want to bring these guys in? Yeah, we'll get the match with the Young Bucks out of it, but then what? Are people really clamoring to see SCU and fucking the Revival have a best of 7 series or whatever the fuck? you know what I mean?
Exactly. And once again, I do not think the Revival is going anywhere. I really don't.
You want to make that clear, don't you?
I want to make that clear. They ain't going nowhere. They're going to take Booker T's advice. I promise you. They may just be smart businessmen and want to put rumors out there, and that's fine. But I really think that they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. If Antox is agreeing with me, they would be fools to go anywhere else that's not guaranteed money.
Yep. WWE, like I said, there's not too many guarantees in life that I want to stake my name on. But WWE, I assure you, will be around for a very, very long time. AEW is still the great unknown. Because at any time, plug can be pulled. The minute the cons feel like it's not a worthwhile business investment, the plug can be pulled. That's what people have to realize. WWE has been around, and that's my whole point in all this. WWE is an established brand. They've been around 50, 60 years. They weathered storm after storm. They're a proven product. They're a proven commodity. Say all you want about the McMahon family, specifically Vince. He's proven that he's willing to put his money where his mouth is, time after time after time. We don't know the threshold for the cons at this point. We don't know how much money they're willing to lose.
Right. You're right.
But before, like I said, before they say, like, what's their break-even point? Because right now, AEW is still, they're not profitable at this point. They're not profitable by a long shot. Most businesses aren't profitable the first 3-4 years. It takes time.
Yes, it does.
It takes a lot of time and a lot of investment. And like I said, we don't know the cons threshold yet. And if they're not making a return on their profit now with who they have, I don't see them breaking the bank to bring more people in. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. Mark, you got anything on this? And then I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up for tonight, guys. We'll talk Jim Cornette and all that stuff on Friday.
Real quick, like I could see the argument either way. Like the most logical thing is to take the money, but then it would suck if you took the money and you're like, well, let's just work out our contract, and you're unhappy there, and like you end up having like 2 months or so until your contract's up, and you've gotten all this money, and then something tragic happens. Like it could. So it would suck. It depends on how truly unhappy they are. I honestly don't think they're going anywhere. I think this is just more of the Dolph Ziggler type business where it's like, we gotta get the fans behind us somehow. We'll say we're unhappy, and then the fans that are unhappy with the product will be behind us. Like I feel like it's just more of that shit. But I don't know. I can see the argument either way. Either way, I'm not going to fault them. But either way, I don't think they're going anywhere.
No, they're not going nowhere. I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
Nope, not
Honestly,
falling for
when
it.
I saw that the article was out there, I'm like, this shit again.
Exactly. It's like, it seems like every fucking year it pops out here. So, anyway, you guys got anything else, or should we go ahead and wrap this up?
We can wrap it up and continue the fun on Friday.
There you go. Even though I got to be up again early Saturday, but it's not really. It's work, but it's not work. So we'll definitely get into more on Saturday, on a Friday night. And there we go. So there we go. Definitely, guys, you guys want to check out the Wrestling OD, the Wrestling Overdose. Patreon.com/Wrestling Overdose. And if you want to check out all of Shaheen's art, NuclearHeatShop.com. And of course, you guys want to check out the Wrestling's High Marks. And definitely check out Bobby Anthony and Bobby Blades on the Inhuman Experience. You can find them on all the usual podcast platforms. Damn it, Anthony, you're rubbing off on me tonight. You can check out Eric, Doug, and Daniel. They're on the Unscripted Wrestling Podcast, and that is the only feed you need for that show. No longer do you need the Philly Sports Podcast. You can go right to the Unscripted Wrestling Podcast and go there, and they can be found on all the usual podcast platforms like Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, TuneIn, and Player FM. And, of course, Stephen Milan. Always like to thank this guy. He shares the shows. We definitely appreciate it. Letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. And like we already said, you guys can follow us on Spreaker. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube page. We really appreciate that. Maybe for the pay-per-views, we might start doing some YouTube shows. So we'll definitely talk about that coming up in the future here, the near future, actually. And you can find all this audio greatness on Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player FM, and anywhere else. Anthony, wrap the show up. Anthony? Okay, seems I've lost Anthony. Anyway, he's back. Is he? No, Anthony is not back. I don't know what happened. But anyway, guys, appreciate everybody listening. Chat room, thank you very much for joining us tonight and sticking with us. I don't know what happened on the app or whatever it is, but appreciate it. See you guys on Friday. See ya.
Peace.
Look here. Sit a spell, drink some more. Time for the band to hit the door. We're going home. It's time to take the band home. It's all right.